welcome to the show. We've got Mr. Layton in the studio audience this evening. Nice to have you here, Tom. So busy show. We got a lot of stuff to go over with. We've got a huge OAX section to get things started off. It's going to last an hour, probably a little bit more. We have some announcements that I think will impress you, surprise you, and make you happy, and make you guaranteed to want to go to OAX, and plenty of other things too. I've got 2 Super Manila video excerpts for you today. If I can squeeze it in, we're going to show a weekly flip. Lots of stuff to go over, so we don't want to delay things. But before we get things started, I wanted to just talk briefly about the passing of both John Cassaday and Carl Moline. Carl just passed today or yesterday, and of course John passed earlier in the week. And it's as a community of art collectors, we respect the creators whose work we've been able to purchase or just see or admire, reading comics or having their art in our collections for so long. Losing anyone is a shock, especially when they're as young as both of those gentlemen were. So it's tragic. I know that many of you were friends with both of them to some degree or another. You've talked to them in passing. Both guys I've had brief conversations with. Both very well. Very, very great creative people. And it's sad to see them go. So for those of you who were close to them, and certainly to the friends and family and co-workers and people who knew them more better than I did, the CAF extends its condolences to all of them. And I'll be on a show tomorrow night with Nick. Nick, of course, was very close with John Cassaday, and he asked me to pop in and kind of hang out with him. And I told him, I would be very, very happy to. So we'll be talking a little bit about John tomorrow, and we'll probably have Carl come up in conversation as well. But again, it's a great loss to our community, and our condolences to everyone who knew him, both of them. So let me get this thing going. We've got Kazra in the green room. We're going to be talking OAX to get this show started. Hey, Kazra.
Hi.
Long time no see.
I just don't see enough of you.
No, yeah, I'm not wearing my ball cap now, so and my microphone's working, so we're in good shape right now to kind of have a show. So we've got a lot of guests coming on over the next hour, and we've got them scheduled. So how do you want to? There's a few things we can talk about the hall and things. I loaded up a few slides, but where did you want to kick things off today? As far
I wanted to start by telling Dave that tickets are not refundable.
Or non-transferable? Is that the other
Nothing.
thing?
Absolutely. He doesn't have any friends anyway. So
yeah. He's got a lot of friends. I only caught a glimpse of his anniversary show yesterday, but I think he's got
yeah, Dave turned 3. And also, just so Alberto knows, we announced Mannix last week. He's definitely coming. And Jiggy will be on later tonight. Little spoiler.
That's true. And we will be updating the website tomorrow. It's been kind of on the back burner, in the works, all that stuff. But tomorrow, probably around noon, the updates will go on there. The whole guest list, as announced, including the people we're going to announce tonight, will be on there. So we'll finally appear like we got our stuff together. It'll feel like that. So yeah, he has 3 friends, one for each year of his channel's life.
Yeah.
Along with the app. Yeah. We're not going to talk about the app tonight, Marcus. There's too many other things to talk about.
We'll just stop adding things to the app to make Marcus happy.
Yes, exactly. That's a good idea. So I where do we want to go, man? We got some guests coming on very soon. I think by in 5 minutes or so. So general hall stuff that we want to talk about. I mean,
I'm gonna just show the main hall just real quick, and
right.
And then we'll bring the guest on.
Okay.
Look at that main room.
Trying to orientate everybody. On the right, of course, was the entrance that everybody used last year. That is going to be, one way. That's not going to be open this year. That's going to be closed. So that's why we're planning on having a couple extra booths on that side of the hall, covering the entryway to there. The main entrance to the comic art main hall is going to be from the left, where you would go to where the auctions were and whatnot. So it's a little little different. We showed the slide last week too of the overall facility, but this is the way we're going with things, at least as of right now. I think we have room for about 5 new booths, which is nice. One of the things that Cassaday and I have talked about and really felt strongly about was trying to find a way to give the people with tables 8-foot tables versus the 6-footers that we had last year. And so the plan right now is 8-foot tables. So we want to make sure that everybody has adequate space to bring a couple extra portfolios and just have a little bit more room to breathe. It does mean that there's a few fewer tables on the floor, not that many, but it does take a few tables off, but we're compensating by adding extra booth space.
Yeah, and you know, we have more space across the convention this year, and you know, as we make announcements this week and probably in 2 more weeks, especially, there'll be exhibitor booths and tables elsewhere on the show floor in 2025. So it'll make sense.
Exactly.
Kelly Goodman's looking for the wrestlers. And Kelly, if everything goes well, year 3, there'll be wrestlers. Just everybody show up and there'll be wrestlers. Promise.
No celebs though, unless they show up wanting to buy artwork. That's always a possibility.
I want to know. We might as well bait Marcus. Marcus, who are the celebs you're thinking of? Who do you think that we should get? We'll try.
Yeah, Alberto. We understand it was very convenient to walk from the hotel elevators when they were working right into the facility.
He's always worried about like his step count on his iPhone, like an extra 15 or 20 steps. Alberto, come on, man. Come on. Sydney Sweeney's a good choice.
Keanu Reeves. That's a nice. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, we'll schedule his band to do something in Orlando that night and then bring him in.
Yeah, I like that idea. They could play after the auction's over, or they could play at the reception.
Yeah, Steven's band can open for him.
Right. So, what about George Hodge? We could get his band to come down too.
Oh, sure.
Man.
So we got Collectors Alley. We've got the exhibitor and artist agreements starting to go out this weekend and all of next week. If you want a Collectors Alley table, please let me know. Up to you. They're gonna go. But if you're thinking about it, get in touch with me and I can send information along to you. And pre-OAX stuff, Bill, maybe even as early as next week. Start queuing those up and having them on pretty regularly. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like right now. Yeah, we've got a couple artists that want to get an early start on their pre-con, and one of those is going to be on this evening. So, yeah, we need to get those started. So next week could be on a CAF update. Whenever we have a night off, we might pull in something, but more than likely, we'll start doing these pre-con offers during a CAF update. Just have an artist on with the rep, or maybe just the rep will come on and we'll let everybody know what the opportunities are and how you pay for them.
And that means that, with the website update and these announcements, the OAX newsletters are going to start to go out. So if you aren't signed up for it or don't think that you are, just go to OA-Expo.com and there'll be a pop-up or a link there to sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get all the updates.
Yeah, it is very true. Marcus, you know a lot about my family. I don't think it's WWE wrestlers, but it's one of those smaller wrestling outfits that they handle all the live stream and recording. That's the school that Gwen goes to. But yeah, and Bob was agreeing with #1 Marvel fan that the artists are the celebrities, right? I don't think he's wrong. So do premium members get a paper catalog? I don't know about that, James. I'm not sure what you mean by that. A paper catalog. I don't think Cassaday knows either. But Cassaday, your email address, you had mentioned that anybody who's interested in a Collector's Alley table is Cassaday@comiccardfans.com the best way to reach out to you?
Sure.
All right.
I reply to emails. Yeah, and Steve Lipsky, Bob Layton is coming back. I think we announced that last week too.
We did.
We did, yeah.
Well, or the week before.
And I think it'll be Bob's only U.S. appearance in 25 again, just like 24. Although Bob is appearing in the U.S. In November for a wedding, if you want to see him then.
Yeah, I think you have to get invited to the wedding for that to happen. But
yeah, ML, I wish. I mean, that forget wrestling. This is the real goal. This is the real goal. God, just to see you guys dress up and beat the hell out of one another.
I don't think they were thinking about them dressing up and beating themselves up.
I was. And they were. They were.
Mm-hmm. Better Layton than never. Thank you, CJ.
Bob, we queued up your video for this week with Taiwan for next week. I think he's thinking that the video is next week.
Yeah, we will definitely have it on tonight. We'll squeeze it in, Bob, but it's going to be closer to the 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time hour. So I don't know what time that is for you. Closer to lunchtime in South Korea.
Well, we have guests here. We may as well just get going.
We've got both in the green room. So let's go ahead and bring them in. First up, Joseph Damon and Humberto Ramos.
Yay.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
Hanging in there. This is always fun. We're at that point in the cycle of OAX where we get to start announcing guests. So you're a artist that we have kind of held back from everybody and not let them know that we were bringing you. So we're really excited to have you to the show. I can tell you that. I know that we've never talked before. I've seen you at a few shows, but you always have a line at your table, so I never get to say hi.
So hi.
We miss you, Bill, from all the old school Bay Area shows and your involvement with Steve and Steve.
Exactly. I miss getting to do the Big Wow shows. Those were always a lot of fun. I mean, Steve knows how to put on a party and treat everybody well. So those were a good time.
Yeah, it does.
But if there's ever a show to help, renew people into that, it's what you guys have created from OAX last year. So
we feel that way. I mean, there's a lot of work to do, but we're pretty happy with where things are at right now. I mean, last year went better than we could have hoped. I think Casper would probably agree with that. But year two, we have a lot more fun things planned, more ambitious, and we're not holding back. So, and I saw you guys at San Diego, and I didn't get over to your table. I apologize for that too.
It's all right. San Diego's always busy to everybody, so yeah, we know how it goes. Yeah.
Humberto, Bob Layton is saying that he loves you. So,
hey, Bob, thank you.
Now he loves a lot of people, but
if we're going to highlight anything, it should go over my face, not Mr. Ramos.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see how's the chat going here. Okay. Now can we?
Yeah. Well, we're very happy.
Be nice, people. Be nice.
We're very honored, Humberto. Of course, thank you for accepting the invitation. You were again very high on our list, and Joseph's been very patient with me. We've been so busy, but thank you for saying yes. You're one of those rare combinations of someone that you can call a legend, who's at the peak of their game, who still looks very young. So all three of them at the same time. Yeah, we're very excited to have you come. And you've done a lot of shows over the years, of course. Yeah, I know it's a little bit of a travel for you. I believe you're in Mexico, correct? Yes. So thank you for that. And honestly, you'd be someone that I'd like you to come to OAX and just see what you think, because we build these sort of shows for the collectors and for the artists. So hopefully you find it different, unique, enjoyable, interesting. It's very small. It's small but powerful in its own way. So hopefully it'll be the same next year as well.
Well, I really, as you said, I go to a lot of shows. Well, Joe and we go together to. I sometimes I feel like we go to like too many shows, because when I come back home, I still have to do the monthly book, right? So there's no detox time for me
Yeah.
whenever I go back home. So, but yes, I like this. When we heard about how OAX went last year, this is the kind of show that I really enjoy. I mean, not that I don't enjoy like the big shows and that, because it's a different uh, feeling, but when shows are smaller, you are able to be closer to the people that comes by, talk to them, talk to the artists, have a little like more, let's say, family time. We I call the people that we see each other at every other con, like my convention family, because a lot of people I see them more than my actual family. So it's pretty cool to actually have time to sit down, chill, talk, enjoy the little time with the friends and with the fans. That's pretty cool. I like that kind of shows.
We know how you
So
feel.
thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. It really was. And Joseph, thank you. You've been great as well. And we know how you feel about conventions. I think Bill does shows on the YouTube channel, and I come on the channel just because we don't talk to anybody else all day long, and we just come in here and we just talk out loud and see what people have to say. Yeah.
Well, it's a great community. That's the best thing about it. So
Exactly.
So,
That's why
yeah.
we knew when we were working on OAX in year one that just hoping to get 300 or 400 people to the show and 100 plus exhibitors and guest artists on the floor, that was going to be a great dynamic. But then when you have, ended up having 500 paid attendees on year one, along with 60 artists and another 100 exhibitors, it was really special. Everybody in the room is like-minded. The common thing a lot of the collectors said was, when you're in line, you're in line next to other people who are there for the art, not somebody in front behind you that, are there getting something signed. There's nothing wrong with that, but there was a real sense of, companionship and friendship that you don't really get, that you don't get at a regular show. You just
Yes.
don't, everybody around you has the same passion for the arts as they do. And so, yeah, it's a different vibe.
Yes, and I like that a lot. Honestly, it's I mean, in the big shows like New York, San Diego, those places. I never leave the artist side of it. I mean, like in New York, and I never go up to the main floor where the whole all vendors are, because I really want to be around the artist alley and see what's going on, and check on the whatever new art my favorite artists have, and chill and have fun with the friends. So that to me, it's being a fan. So in these kind of shows like OAX, I get to be a fan as well. So I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that.
Great. Well, that was, one of the things that was important to us was to make sure that the creators were going to be surrounded by other creators that they, maybe they don't get to see all the time, or they're, we think a lot about the floor layout. We want to kind of put people near people that we think that, they're going to enjoy, being booth mates with in some fashion. It's, we don't take any aspect of the show lightly. I can tell you that everything that is done on the show floor is really well thought out, from where we place the exhibitor booths to the artists, to even the small aisle of collectors that are there selling. We try to balance them out as well. So, yeah. Well, but again, I couldn't be happier to have you at the show, though.
You guys, correct me, please, Joseph, if I'm wrong, but I think you said that there's a good chance that Humberto, you'll be able to do some commissions or offer commissions prior to OAX for delivery in January. Is that right?
That is correct. We'll be having some full figures that Humberto has agreed to do in his small time before the show, and all the details will go up on OAX for you guys and the fans to see, because last year, from overseeing everything, everybody that did all the pre-sales with you guys did fantastically well. So it's a feature that I think a lot of people who are worried about getting in line, because typically to get a sketch from Humberto, and I tell everybody throughout all the years, you got to get to the booth and come see me early in the morning to get on the list. And this, of course, is one of those benefits where you can avoid that.
Perfect. Perfect. And so we'll talk obviously, and we'll get you back on and announced and out in a newsletter. I mean, we literally can do it next Thursday. We can do it right away because we're starting to schedule that with, 15, 20 other artists right now. So as soon as you want to talk through that, we'll get it out. We'll do that.
Fantastic. I know Humberto looks forward to it. It's not going to be a huge list, so it's going to be nice.
Yeah, I know anything.
And very quaint. But for those people that jump on it, you'll get some masterpieces, just like everybody else that's coming to the show that'll be on that same list, I'm sure.
Alberto Gonzalez, who is a regular here in an excellent collector. I'll just put it that way. Humberto, he wanted to know who your favorite artists are. I'm curious to know as well. Yeah.
As I told you before, I'm a fan, first of all. So I have a huge list of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
And some of them within the years, I get to be friends with them, like Arthur Adams, the guy that I shared the booth with at San Diego. He was like the one main influence I had when I was first trying to break in comic books. And I was that kid that was like bugging him all convention long and not letting him go anywhere and being the annoying kid. That was me with Arthur Adams, and now we are friends, and we've been friends for so many years, and I really enjoy that part of my work that I got to be friends with my heroes. Like I a couple days ago by Facebook, I just put up a picture I have with Joe Madureira, with Jeff Campbell when we were doing the cliffhanger thing. Same thing with them. Amazing artists and good friends. Okay, let me see how many I can get up.
It's like head. Yeah.
Like Joe Quesada, I have Eric Cañeri, Olivier Coipel, Stuart Imonen,
you have good taste.
Jorge Jimenez. Who else? Sean Murphy, Eric Larson, of course. Then the list is goes and goes. It's unfair that I mentioned some because honestly they're like I have like a 20 or 25 of,
actually if you don't mind, I know you grew up actually reading Spider-Man, especially comics. Who was the Spider-Man artist that you grew up on? What was the one that imprinted on your brain a lot when you were growing up?
The first Spider-Man comic book that I ever read was with John Romita, sir.
There you go. Very nice.
And then I became a fan of the character, of course, and I got the chance to see all the big names going through the book, and then being able to be one of those names, it means a lot to me. I'm Spider-Man guy, and I respect all the people who don't like my work, and they are pretty open to say that on social media. But guys, I'm sorry, I can only tell you that I'm coming back at some point to Spider-Man. So please don't hate me. I mean, the stories are good. So think about somebody else drawing it. But I think that's where I belong. it took me a long time to break in comic books, and then my golden dream was to be the Amazing Spider-Man artist. So when I get the chance to reach the goal, I don't really want to let it go, and but I understand that there's a lot of people, amazing artists, that they have the same dream as I did, and I need to step aside for a little bit, but then I'll come back because I like it so much.
Yeah.
I think you won't have you'll have far more people happy that you're back on the book than people who are.
Cool. And I understand when people tells me or say that they don't like my work, because that's what a fan is, and I respect that. There are things that you like, there are things that you don't. It's like you like football and you don't, and you like one team and you dislike another team, and that doesn't mean you don't like football. You're still a fan, and that's pretty cool. And the one thing I would say is keep reading the books. I understand. Maybe I'm not the cup of tea for some people, but that's okay. I mean, I really don't take it personal. I really understand, so it's okay. I had fun actually reading that, but I really like that, as you said, most people like me in Spider-Man, and I'm really happy for that.
Humberto, 30 years in comics, and the overwhelming majority of the people love you. In comics, that doesn't happen. It's not supposed to happen. We have a very, very, very strange industry, and we have our other guests here. The good news is, hopefully, if possible, Humberto, if you come back when we do the commissions, sure. If not, it would be wonderful to have you on. I only recently learned that you sort of broke through meeting McDuffie and Dennis Cowan, and you did milestone work earlier. I missed all of that. I would love to hear a little bit more about that, honestly, if you can come back on. That's fascinating to me.
Sure, I'd love to talk about it, because milestone was my first home, and it make it happen for me. I mean, I just saw Dennis back a couple of weeks ago in San Jose, actually, at a convention, and I make sure to let him know that I'm so thankful, because he hired me the first time, and it was my first professional work, and that made my career. That opened the door for me, and I'm always grateful for that to Dennis and of course Dwayne. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about it. Sure.
Thank you, Joseph. Great. Thank you. And Joseph, you have the most sensitive microphone, I think, in the world, by the way.
Sorry about that. That's probably why I see Alberto chiming in on some things on the Dolphin game.
Yeah,
that's the only thing in the background. So.
I think they were commenting on how much cream was in your Starbucks. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, good old West Coast Dave right there is the one that popped that off. So if it's in the Starbucks, it's PG. You don't know what's inside. So,
yeah, exactly.
West Coast happy hour somewhere. So
West Coast Dave's always assuming stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but we are very, very excited to come to the show and be there for the fans, and just to get to hang out with both you guys, because again, I told Humberto the last time we saw Casra was a long time ago, and have mutual friends with Alberto Ruiz, and it was a long time ago when we met Casra at a Big Wow. Yeah. So to kind of reunite in Orlando is going to be fantastic.
Perfect.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, thank you both.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for having us.
All right, then. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy the rest of the night. Yeah. All right, and happy Mexican Independence Day. That's coming up.
It is. So we've got more guests in the green room. I think we're just going to keep rolling, right? Is that good?
Yeah, of course.
All right, because I saw Tatiana come in, and
we have multiple people.
And Joe and Jeremy Wilson. Gosh, I haven't seen Jeremy in several years. I got to put you get to have everything over you this time, though.
Oh yeah, that's probably better. That's better. Jeremy, just so you know, you're there. You go. Your mic was muted. You're good now. Hi guys. Hello everybody.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Hello.
Where are you, Tatiana? Are you on old or new?
We're still in we're moving next week. So yeah, it's been a lot.
but you've got through all the rough parts. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, the listing is always awful.
Yeah, it's it's been a journey, but we're getting there, and we've finished the inspection and all that stuff. So we have an agreement, and yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Cool. So Jeremy, I don't even know when the last time was I got to see you, man. I think it was probably IX 2019, maybe, because I haven't made it there since the pandemic, and I'm jonesing. I'm going back this year because it's been too long since I've been to that show.
Good. Well, I'll see you there.
Good.
Yeah, it feels like yesterday, but yeah, I guess it's been a while.
Yeah, it definitely has. But yeah, you've been doing a lot. You're the work that you've been doing is getting more and more high profile as you go, and getting more, I don't know, bigger work. It's nice to see I always thought your work was fantastic. It stands out and it's unique, and as far as the color palette and the way what you choose to do and not do in your pieces are they're just really well thought out. And I'm so happy to have you coming to our show this year. And it was great when Tatiana started working with you, because it just seemed like a really good fit to me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's funny, I worked for Dark Horse and DC and Boom for a number of years, but Marvel had required this art test of me. And so, working on book covers and all these things, I never really got around to it, frankly. And I finally started to have some time to do so. And I think I've done 4 or 5 covers for him in the last 4 months or so. So yeah,
Amazing.
so they seem to be utilizing me. So I have a lot more comic work out there now too.
Well, you have a lot of everybody wants to see a tour of your workspace.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because Tatiana, you can't give it to her because everything's packed up.
Yes. Usually my 2 big Witcher covers from Jeremy are right behind me, but not right now.
I've got the comic books up. So this, we've had the house for a little while now, but every studio I've ever had since I graduated college and was into comics, I have done these floater frames for comic books. And it always started with peers, people I looked up to, comic book covers I thought were cool. I've actually got a monocyte right here with Kazra's signature on it.
Which cover? Do you know? Was that from Spectrum when we met at Spectrum?
That was from Spectrum. Yep.
Oh, that's a Temple Smith wraparound
Temple
cover.
Smith. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Some of these things have been hanging up so long, I kind of forget like exactly what they are. But
see,
anyway,
Bill, I used to charge for my signature. Yeah. Used to be somebody.
I think you charged me.
No, sir.
No.
I probably apologized for defacing the book before
I came back from that show $50 light, man. I'm just
then
saying.
it was that SOB Menton who took your money and
oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I've worked on comic covers, I've slowly started to move some of the covers out. I keep the ones that are signed from friends and stuff like that. So I've filled up my own wall now between everything I've done as far as comic covers go. So
nice.
Yeah.
Do we should ask who the strange gentleman next to Tatiana is soon, right?
I love that he's my +1 now. Like, who's this random guy?
I just vacuum the house. That's what I'm here for.
You've always been off camera. Every time we've done an interview with Tatiana, you're always off camera. It's just like,
Yes.
you've never been seen to anybody in the chat before. But the reason you're here is because you're going to be at the show.
I am. Yes. Hi, I'm Joe
That's
Weems. I
exciting.
am an inker in comic books, illustrator for all sorts of stuff. Dark Star Skateboards back in 2000, 2004. Bunch of advertisement work. You name it, I've done it. So, but I'm looking forward to being at OA Expo in January. I heard really good things about last year and bummed I missed out. So excited to go this year. Or I guess next year, technically.
Yes.
This next one coming up.
Yeah, thank God it's not this year. Yeah, next
But
year.
it's barely next year, Kazra. It sneaks up on you.
right there.
It sneaks up on you.
It does. We're we're not
Tatiana.
panicking yet.
I have things to talk to you about, Tatiana. So
Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk.
yes, in another week or so, or whenever you like. But again, Joe, thank you again. I think Tatiana, I think we may have one more artist from TDR to announce sometime.
In the near future.
In the near.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have Near, Jeremy, and Joe already. Oh, we're back to Jeremy here. This is what I was going to ask you.
That's where we show some images here we got from Tatiana.
Do you ever do commissions, Jeremy?
Yeah, I do a fair bit of commissions.
Great.
Honestly, I'm doing a whole lot of illustration work. So what you've got there is that is a particular series of covers that I'm on with Orbit Books for Justin Lee Anderson's series, and that one is the second cover, but the third one's about to come out, so thought I'd throw that in there.
And I noticed, a lot of the covers, at least on the TDR sites, they tend to be about 18 by 24s, 1620, 1824, yeah?
Yeah, I've been trying to work smaller. I think it's hard for collectors sometimes to, the two Witcher paintings that Tatiana has are 24 by 30 before framing. So they're fairly large. And it's nice to have, a commanding piece like that, but I've been trying to work smaller for covers and things. It's a little bit tricky with book covers when you've got 5 characters you need to show full faces on that have, the author has full descriptions of how they need to look. So, when even these heads are about an inch tall on the actual canvas, it gets a little bit trickier, but.
I'm really excited for everyone at the show who's never seen Jeremy's work in person before. It's just so striking, that graphic quality. Jeremy's art's the kind you walk into a room, he could be all the way on the other side, and you're like, yep, Jeremy's over there. And it's just absolutely stunning. I mean, that's how we became friends. I met him at a LuxCon probably 6 or 7 years ago, and saw his work and loved it, and went over and chatted with him and his wife, who was not his wife at the time.
Yeah, now wife, yeah.
But I'm just really excited for everyone to see his work in person, because it's really, really, really cool to see.
It's literally describe what happened at Spectrum. We had an artist collective called 44 Flood, and 3 of us saw his work and just went right over. It's beautiful, beautiful work. And I asked about commissions because, you should be doing some Criterion work. I don't know if you're a movie guy, but I mean, this like a commission for like a film, like a Criterion cover would be a lot of fun.
So I have been known to be a very good promoter of my work, and I do know, I assume he's still the art director, but I do know Eric Skillman.
He is, yeah.
Yep. Just things haven't clicked quite yet.
Yeah, they will.
But yeah,
they need you more than you need them.
I'm on it. So this one's an interesting one. Probably will not be bringing to the Expo solely because of the size. I mean, this is like about 4 feet tall. So it's a fairly large painting. I had done 4 covers for The Witcher at this point, and then got hired to do an interior illustration for the reprint of The Last Wish, which is the first Witcher book. And I was doing the first story. So I felt like doing 24 by 30 for all the covers, I needed to go way bigger with this, since it's the seminal Witcher story, arguably.
And these are acrylics, right?
They're all oils.
No kidding.
Yep. So I do an acrylic underpainting,
Okay.
which you can see shine through in a lot of stuff. But on this one, it's pretty much oils that you're seeing.
Do you use like a quick dry medium or something? Because if you're working for production, that can be a little bit rough.
Yeah, I use a cobalt dryer, which can be tricky, but it's all old hand at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen this piece in person. It's massive. It is massive. That year you brought it to when you did the showcase. You did the showcase in a LuxCon and you brought it, and I was like, "Holy moly, that piece is gigantic! It's awesome."
Yeah, and regrettably, it's one of those things that's hard for people to collect because it is so big. But I don't know. We'll see. It's like, to me, it's the Geralt piece for my stuff. So
yeah, if Tom Cruise had played The Witcher, it'd be life size. Do we have more? Do we have more images, Bill? Or
I think let's see, what else did I get here?
stuff from Joe too?
I think. Well, I got some.
I sent stuff from.
Oh yeah, good. There's Near.
As everybody recalls, we did mention Near was going to be attending as well. Looking forward to seeing him in person, since he was at San Diego, and I walked by his booth numerous times and he was never there. So we just kept missing each other.
Yeah, I got
Isn't
lucky.
that how it always works? That's like how it always works.
Mm-hmm.
I would have missed him too, Bill. He saw me and he said hello. Thank God. Look at this. Totally normal brain.
When he works, he goes into this like trance. It's really cool. This piece is this was a commission for Mikhail. I don't know if he's on tonight, but this is Near's interpretation of the endless.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
So, if you've seen a lot of his stuff, when he does commissions and things, he always has this story, right? For he will connect something to like a piece of classic art or and here we have, the musicians and why each character is signified with different musicians is really cool.
Yeah, Morrison, Cobain, and so on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and his work, if you haven't seen in person too, he puts an insane amount of detail. Like he just noodles forever and ever and ever. And you can just look at it for an eternity. Like there's so much in the background of this piece that like most people would just not put in there. His work is really interesting and unique in a completely opposite way from Jeremy's work.
I've only seen a few mystery sketches in person.
Oh, yeah, Mikhail's is amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of detailed work, that's Joe's.
I like to noodle.
He likes to noodle a lot. This was a cover he did for Darkness. It has not yet been used. It's supposed to be getting used pretty soon. So tons and tons of detail there. Joe is very highly influenced by Giger, as is not surprising by looking at his work.
Yeah, that Giger guy was all right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a Top Cow guy. Like when I broke in the industry, Image they were the bizness at the time, so I really wanted to get to work with one of the big studios. Wildstorm or Top Cow were top of my list. I was really close to Extreme Studios. They were in Anaheim, so like 15, 20 minutes from my place in HB. But and I did some freelance work for them, but it was Top Cow that, picked me up. So, and I was on cloud 9. So gotta work with a lot of very talented artists in what I consider to be their prime. Obviously Michael Turner on the Fathom book, David Finch, worked with him a couple times, Cyber Force, Aphrodite 9. I don't know if that's one of my pieces.
Yeah, it is.
No, all right.
Put your signature on it, bro.
Oh, that's one of mine. All right, fair enough. Let's see. Brandon Peterson on Arcanum, some Medieval Spawn Witchblade, and obviously Mark Silvestri. That was the big one. Working with him from, I don't know. I started with the new X-Men title, that last Grant Morrison run, and then I stuck with him all through Hunter Killer and into Marvel books.
Art Adams?
Yeah, I got an ink Art Adams one time. I did it for Dan Fraga. That was for his book Gear Station. That was the cover to issue 2, if I remember correctly.
Speaking of tiny faces, look at all those faces, Jeremy. Look how tiny they are.
Yes, that took a while.
Yeah, there were instructions for every one of them, like distraught. Oh, look, that's not MODOK. There's like a little MODOK creature there on the left.
Yeah, there's references to all sorts of different. There's a Plan 9 outer space monkey. There's a space ghost. There's some Transformers, GoBot. I mean, there's all sorts. I mean, look, it's Arthur, so whatever he is familiar with in pop culture, he threw in there in some way, shape, or form. There was one that I added, though. There was one that he neglected to put in that I was sad about, so I drew it in and inked it. So
Good man.
it's up to you to find which one that was.
Are you kidding?
That said, I think I counted it one time. It's been so long now, but I think there's like 98 individual figures.
Hey, Joe, when you get the pencils for this, are you happy?
Yes. Yeah, that was right. I did it, and this is the thing. I did it for free. I literally told Dan, like, look, I'll ink it for free. Just let me keep the original. That's all I asked.
Well, you also have to know that Arthur's been Joe's favorite artist since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
New Mutants Special Edition #1.
There you go.
I said. So like I was hooked from there. And I mean, look, I have a huge array of influences and artists who I love, but yeah, I think the first one that really stood out to me was Arthur. So getting to work on this piece was, it felt like I'd come full circle.
It's tremendous.
It was fun. Although I will say there was some, I think I lost a little bit of pop in the foreground figures because of how much was in the background on that one. And it's one of those things where I look at it now and I say to myself, man, I probably should have used like a Rotring pen and, and gotten thinner and thinner with my Rotring as I was.
We were all thinking the same thing. We just didn't want to say it, Joe.
Kaz was like, this guy, he really could learn some things.
But it was a lot of fun. So,
Awesome.
We have Eric is. Oh, hi, Eric. Eric also, I'm excited that we work with Eric as well. If any of you who came to the show this year, Eric was at the show, and I was not repping him at the time, but I am repping Eric now. So how long did it take you to ink that?
To ink the Arthur piece?
Mm-hmm.
I probably spent about a week on it. I think it would have taken me a lot longer now. Like it probably would have taken me a month. But back then, I was working around the clock. So I just got up, got my coffee, sat down at my desk and worked until I fell asleep, basically. So, and that was so exciting. Like I had so much fun working on that piece. But I also wanted to take my time and be delicate with it. I didn't want to rush anything. So
this was a commission for a client. It was asked as a cover recreation with some specific changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a fun recreation piece. So from a few years back.
And I think the last one, Silvestri working on Mark's stuff.
Yeah, one of the Mark covers. So, that Silvestri guy, he all right.
Yeah, we were just talking about him today. Yeah,
we were. Yeah. I love his stuff.
I love what he's doing with his own work. Like him inking himself, like he's gone this Franklin Booth direction with his inking, by way of Bernie. He's using like Copic multi-liners, which is interesting, but he's able to really create a field of depth with it that I really admire, because that's not something I wouldn't have approached his work in that way. When I worked with him, it was still very much like we were very in the Scott Williams vein of things. We want that tight, crisp line, hatching, scissor hatching that is describing the light and the form, not just for the sake of rendering, but like to actually show you what's happening with the figures. And yeah, what he's doing now is just on a whole nother level. So I'm actually kind of glad I'm not inking him anymore, because I don't think I can keep up with that. So he's gone full insane.
Think about things that would take a long time to ink, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but I definitely loved working with him. He's one of my top guys and top influences. So it was a massive honor to work with him, and I learned so much. That's the thing about being an inker. When you get to work with all these amazing pencilers, you can't help but learn. You're working right over their lines, so you just absorb that information. And I think the good inkers out there can draw as well. So, you know, you will see that in their own work when they produce pinups and covers or draw stuff on their own.
That was fun. That was very fun. So Tatiana, we're going to talk, and we're going to try to get. I just think about some pre-OAX stuff for the artists too. I don't know who wants to do what and whatever, but we're ready to make announcements and start rolling that out.
Yeah, so we've all talked a little bit here and there. All three who have been announced that we've talked about so far are going to be taking some sort of commissions.
Great.
So we'll roll that out. Obviously, it'll be through you guys, and it'll be promoted in the newsletters and on CAF and stuff like that. So we will talk. And yeah, we'll have that rolled out to you soon. So you guys start thinking about what it is that you want, so you can get on lists before they're full.
Perfect. This is where we say thank you. Jeremy, good seeing your face. Joe, nice meeting you. Tatiana, you're awesome. Got 1 week left. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you all. Really, we're looking forward to having you at OAX, and it's going to be it's going to be a great time. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I'm excited and looking forward to seeing all the three of you at AluxCon next month.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Bill. I think Bill wants to go for like 10 days. Like he's been talking about hitchhiking and staying overnight, and you want to go for the full bore, Bill, right? You want to go for like 5-6 days.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've talked about.
Oh, well, don't tell
I'm
me.
having anxiety about going. Is Casper knows how to push the buttons. I'm already, because I was thinking, okay, we can go 3, maybe 4 days, and then I start getting worried that I'm going to be gone for too long.
Hey, I got you to buy that. I got you to buy that Sienkiewicz Moon Knight, doing the same thing, and you were very happy about that.
I know I was, but the thing is, I haven't been there in so long. I haven't seen Patrick and Jeannie in ages, and I'm looking forward to having. It'll almost feel like a vacation to go to IX, so I'm excited.
I missed 1 year. I missed last year, and it feels like I haven't been in there in an eternity. So,
What day, Tatiana? You get there pretty early, right? You get there right from the start.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be there Monday to Monday.
There you go. See, that's what real people do, Bill. They go for 8 days and they actually enjoy themselves. Why do things halfway and then round down? That's not a way to live your life. Wow.
All right, you haven't gotten to me yet, but
saying it publicly, that's all.
Yeah,
that's all. You just need a bias ticket form, and then he'll have to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'll come with you, Bill. I'll show you around where I grew up in central Pennsylvania. We'll go to the Creamery, the ice cream place in State College. We'll have a great time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Guys.
Yep. Well, see you guys soon. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. Thanks again for having us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tatiana. See you. Everyone's in the back already. Even the guy that I thought I was going to have to remind. Sorry, guy. I'm going to have to remind.
Let's send him the email. Well, let's get the next guy in here because he's still beaming.
He is. Proud Papa. We've been calling you Proud Papa here the last few days. Congratulations.
Oh, that's what they call me. That's what they call me too, Proud Papa.
Well, they should. Tell everybody the news that hasn't heard out of the Philippines, please.
Yeah, so breaking news from Super Manila Comic Con. Franny, Roy, and Von Randall were announced as the newest Marvel Comics artists. So I'm super proud of them.
Congrats.
That's amazing.
Congrats.
Not only that, Kazra, Vaughn is going to OAX, and Franny and Roy are applying for their US visa. So fingers crossed that they can go to OAX.
Yeah, no, we're very happy about that. We're going to get a photo of the 3 new stars together at OAX.
Yeah.
Was it a surprise to them? Was it known leading up to it? I was just curious how much they knew.
Their portfolios were reviewed last December. There were a bunch of Filipino comic book artists who were asked to submit test pages. And I found out that there were a number of artists who were considered, and they're already on the pool of artists to work for several projects. But, sometimes projects don't get pushed through or are canceled. The artist could be considered great, but their style doesn't match a certain project as of the moment. So yeah. Thanks to everyone with the with the messages.
Yeah, there were so
So
many
I get
we
you
didn't
now. It's
highlight.
hard to look at the comments and and talk to people.
It looked like a good time. I've got that
was.
video that you sent me a bunch of photos that I put into a video, and Tom Layton he put something together for us as well. So we definitely we're gonna get to see.
Oh, he's here. Hey Bob, are you back in Korea? I had the best time with Bob. He's the best.
Bob is absolutely the best in small doses. He's wonderful.
Oh man, yeah. I can't wait to see you in January.
I'm going to see him in a few weeks. Bill, he's coming for a wedding to Florida, and the first.
Oh,
week
I didn't
of-
realize he was actually coming to Florida for the wedding.
I thought it was here. Yeah.
He was telling me that you guys were pressuring him into bringing a certain someone to OAX. Like Jiggy,
Yeah.
Cassaday and Bill have that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still trying to make sure we upgrade him into an executive suite. So he's dramatizing, asking the question to that certain person.
Man, you're gonna get yourself in trouble with Mr. Layton.
Yeah, Bob said he got back last night. Yeah.
But it did look like a great time, Jiggy, and congrats. I'm sure you.
It was. We
the
had a
team
lot of
is very
fun.
happy. I'm sure.
Elvin Ching visited the Philippines for the first time, and a lot of us met him for the first time. So we were happy that he visited.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, it looked fantastic. So, yeah, I can't wait to share the video clips and everything. So what else is going on, Jiggy? Anything new in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, so a couple of artists also have like back-to-back conventions. Currently happening is the Manila International Book Fair. So Manix released a new comic book. So we'll make sure that everyone gets a chance to get that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
We've got a
Manix is doing
show. We
single
got a
issues
show in a
now.
couple weeks too.
Sorry?
I said you and I have a show in a couple weeks too.
Yes.
We're going to do that
In-
DC versus Marvel.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yep. I'm
Marcus-
looking forward to that.
Marcus has an actual question. Don't you have a new artist on the roster?
Yeah, we announced Lan Medina at
Oh, no.
Super Manila.
Legend.
And we have Lan Medina pages coming September 25.
Hey, bring some of those to OAX too, huh?
For sure.
Yeah. Beautiful. Congratulations again. Only good things for next.
Thank
As
you,
it-
Carver.
As it
Yeah,
should be.
thank you, Bill, for all the help. Like we wouldn't be here without you guys.
Well, it's our pleasure. We've worked together so much since you started the business, right? I mean, we got to work on your website, and then we've been doing the
Live
regular
stream.
shows with you. I mean, it's been a lot of fun for us. You're our Saturday night every Comic Guy
And then
Live.
you give free celebrity photos at San Diego with artists.
We aim to please.
Cause I don't know, like the artist, like, Bill's here. Where's Bill? I'm so excited to meet Bill.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah. I saw the video where Bob was introduced to talk along with Peach and CB Cebulski, right? You introduced them, and Bob high-fived a girl in the front, and it was like a Beatle had touched her hand, like one of the Beatles, like Paul McCartney. Did you see her reaction? Amazing. So yeah, there's a little bit of that with Bill. I'm getting used to it.
Bob gives hugs also.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
He's
I've
great.
never gotten one from him.
He's a great
There's
hugger.
There's always January.
And I'm so happy to meet Joey. Joey's so cool.
Mm.
Great guy.
He's taller than I thought. The photos make him
He's
look like
super tall.
7 foot tall.
Joey is
He's a big
Joey
man.
can be a basketball player.
Well, Joey needs to make it to OAX one year.
Yeah, maybe a +1 with Bob. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if he gets an executive suite, he's got the room.
There you go. All right then.
Yeah, so thanks, Cassaday and Bill. We'll talk more details about artists coming to OAX. Oh, I forgot to say. Now I can announce this. Jim Jimenez and Sawi will be traveling to OAX.
Hey, come on. That's great. All right. Wow.
Well, one of the things we'll have to iron out is like pre-con stuff and everything, Jiggy. We were just
Yes.
talking about that earlier with Tatiana and Humberto Ramos, that we know a lot of the artists want to have as much time as possible to do anything that they want to line
And
up ahead of the
it's
show.
good to have exclusives, like
Mhm.
maybe exclusive sizes for OAX and other stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And if Mannix does a really, something cool and any X-Men are on it, and it's in the auction, I'm going to be bidding on it this time. I don't care about Josh Cassara's wife. I'm going for it this time.
You see, guys, Bill's changing. Bill's changing right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what it is, but ever since I got that Sienkiewicz piece, I don't.
right.
If I see something that I like, I don't want it to slip through my fingers.
Get out of Bill's way. There you go. Good.
Jeff Wedding, can we do like a Wednesday before OAX Galaxy's Edge?
Are you coming in early and leaving like right after the show?
We're working on the details, but for me, my dad's birthday is on the 27th, so I gotta leave as soon as possible. I'll come in earlier to hang out.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
certainly, yeah. If I will try to find a way to hang out with you. Want to go to the parks?
For sure.
Yeah. If I'm not working too much. But yeah, that'd be fun.
We did get to hang out with Josh Flanders at Universal without the parks dinner going around.
All right. Well, we'll coordinate that. People have been asking me, are you planning on anything park-wise, prior to OAX or the Monday after? So I'm sure we'll at least try to help people coordinate, what they're doing, whether or not, we're going as well. You never know. But it's part of going to Orlando, right? You got to try to get in the parks if you can.
Yeah. So currently we have a travel fair for the different airlines. It only happens this weekend. I'm booking my OAX tickets this weekend.
Yeah, get your the hotel. I guess we have rooms now, so that's a good thing. We still have some rooms that are available to block. We had to increase the block recently, so I know we've got.
James will have the next VIP party at the Jollibee near Cosner's house.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get a Jollibee bus, a little short bus.
We can do that. We definitely can do that. Yeah.
Is Alberto giving away a new iPhone 16 for I don't know. I'm just kidding.
He's making some weird offers I've seen around the interwebs of late about
Really?
Yeah, about iPhones and stuff. I'll believe it when I see it. So, but okay, well, we're going to be chatting a bunch, Jiggy, over the next couple weeks. I can't wait to see the preview stuff for the show that we're going to do on the 28th. At 9 p.m. on Saturday, the 28th, we've got the next show with Next Comic Art and the crew, and that's.
And
always fun.
I am pressured about that collector interview. Like Carl just said, I couldn't say no.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. I think you'll have you on the 8th of October. Yeah. That's true. For as many times as you've been on the show, we've never actually talked about. Well, we know you like Spider-Man artwork. That's about as far as it goes. We know you have a thing for Paulo Rivera and Spider-Man art in general. So yeah, there's a lot, but I think there's got to be a lot more to you than just that.
Yes.
Alberto's like, show us the secret. Like Jason was, come on, we know you have more. Show it.
Exactly. That's the number one question when people are browsing other people's calf galleries. What aren't they showing me?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a selection of art that I haven't posted, so something for people to see.
Secret portfolio, says Marcus. Well, we'll see, Marcus. All right, man. Well, this is we got a lot of stuff going on leading up to. It's only 4 months away, right? Or a little more than 4 months away. 4.5 months.
It's closer than you think, Bill.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Well, you just went through a cycle of that, so you know what it's like. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you again in person, Jiggy.
Same. All of us are.
I'll see you in New York, though, Jiggy.
Yes, we'll see you in a few weeks, Kazra. It'll be really fun in OAX. So even the artists from my team say, OAX is a no-brainer. Miko's favorite art show is OAX, and
Oh, wow.
he said that he likes seeing the other artists.
Wow.
And
I
like
didn't
for
know
Harvey,
People want
like these
more.
guys, they look up to so many legends who live in the States. So at OAX, their minds get blown also. So they're fans like us.
If they have a wish list, let us know. We still have a few slots open.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They're coming all the way from the Philippines.
Okay. I'll let
We
them
can-
know.
Yeah, please.
Yes, we're always open to suggestions.
And then maybe the other like other Filipino artists could go there. Like not from next. I'll email you guys.
Okay.
Maybe you just need to get their reps in the loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of talent. Whew.
That
In the
is for
world,
certain.
yes. Yeah.
All right, Jiggy. Well, listen, we
All
got
right, thanks,
another
bro.
we have
Nice talking.
another rep to talk to in the green room, ready and raring to go. But
All right.
but yeah,
Thanks
let's,
for having me.
you got it.
Congrats, Jiggy.
Thank you.
care.
Thank you. Bye.
Talk to you.
All right.
Tom,
So
Tom keeps telling me to cheer up. Okay,
okay,
I will.
Maybe,
and
maybe you look a little dour tonight. I don't know
I'm,
why.
I'm definitely tired, but I'm really looking forward to 15 minutes from now when I'm off. So I'm super happy right now.
All right. Well, let's bring in our final guest of the evening, Jason Schachter from Essential. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man?
Hey guys, good evening. How are you?
Not too bad. It's
Great.
yeah. So how about you, man? It's last time we were there, you had people packing stuff in the background, and we were chatting, and it's all quiet there.
Got an
now.
operation.
Well, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm still working, but I let those guys go home. So I was going to say, you guys don't seem to ever take breaks. How are you still functioning? It's like nonstop for you.
I drink a lot of Zevia.
Cocaine. Yeah.
Cocaine does it.
Something like that. Yeah, I was gonna say you do look tired. I have to tell you, man.
It's not, you know what? We're getting ready for Baltimore next week, and
that's true.
And then New York, obviously, a few weeks after that. But we're trying to get these Kickstarter books out the door for Finch, and then we're prepping Andy Kubert's Kickstarter for next week. So there's a lot happening during our days. So.
Guys, I know there's a lot of Andy Kubert fans here, and Andy doesn't do a lot of interviews and talks, and he was just on the Ink Pulp podcast live with Sean Crystal and Jim
right.
Meffreed and Jason, of course. If you want to see a long form, casual talk amongst artists, go to Ink Pulp and check that out, please.
Did you get a chance to watch any?
I was on another show, honestly, while it was happening, but I've bookmarked it. It's on my desktop. I watched 15 minutes of it. That's it.
Yeah, it's cool watching those guys draw inks over Andy's pencils.
Yeah, I wanted to see what Mafood did, especially. He's a little crazy. Yeah,
his is amazing. I don't think Sean finished his, but we're going to give those away in Andy's Kickstarter for who just randomly insert into boxes. But I was tempted to try to steal one for myself.
The Kickstarter is next week.
Yeah, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
And again, Andy Kubert, Art of X-Men.
It's the X-Men art of Andy Kubert.
The inverted Yoda version. Yeah.
Exactly. But you get the same thing either way. It's chock full of X-Men art. So we're working on trying to get some surprises for you guys for early next week. So hopefully we'll have some announcements in the next 24, 48 hours for you guys.
I penciled some stuff down just in hopes that we can do some work with you guys. Obviously, whatever we can do to promote it is we'd love to help out. But that's cool. But so the reason you're here, we're going to announce a few guests that we haven't talked about. I don't believe. No, we've never said anything about any of Jason's.
I didn't. Have you?
Nope. This is all new. So would you like to be the guy to break the news? We got 3 people we can announce today.
Sure. We're super excited to have Brian Stelfreeze back. So Brian will be there as well. We'll open up a commission list probably after New York sometime. Brian's got to finish a few other outstanding commissions that he's owed some people. So once those are free and clear, we'll start up again for January. We've got the amazing Klaus Jansen. So Klaus will be there as well. And Dan Panosian. So, oh, wait. Well, no, the other guys haven't quite confirmed yet.
Yeah, there's more coming. There's more
A
coming.
few more coming. We're just checking schedules, but needless to say, everyone does want to come back. We had a great time. You guys did a great job hosting, and it was great to be to be there with everybody for that weekend. It's obviously a great community. Got to see some great art. Got to see some great, some people. Like you said, we went to the parks after, so that was a kind of a bonus, afterwards. So it was a great weekend. If you guys haven't, well, if you're not planning to come, you should come. Those of you who didn't come last year missed it. So
Thank you.
Yeah, we were very, very happy that you could make it to the first show, right? I mean, you never know what to expect, but I think as a community, everybody pulled together. The exhibitors, the artists, the collectors that showed up, it made the first show really special. Now we've got our work cut out to top it here too. But yeah, exactly. It is kind of funny. I'll be honest. I even though we worked really hard on that first one, it's different getting the energy back up the second time coming back to it. It definitely is. It's just a different challenge, but it's still exciting when you start. The closer we get thinking about getting everybody back together and bringing in a lot of new talent. I love Dan's work. Klaus is a legend. Haven't talked to him in a while. It's just going to be exciting to have those guys on the floor in an environment where we can actually kind of hang out and say hi and shoot the shit if we want to, and see them having a good time too, which is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I'm twisting Klaus's arm to pop out some of the older stuff that we haven't seen in ages. So we've been cataloging his art for the last year and a half. Most of it's actually just about done, but there's some crazy stuff that has been just sitting there in his flat files for the last 40 years. So we're hoping he'll pop a few of those out. That
was quite a hint. It's like we're all wondering. I wonder what he's talking about.
There's amazing.
I might even know the issue numbers.
Yeah, a few guys have asked. It's just he's had such an amazing career, and he's still going, and they're just great, amazing art to look at. So it's like Christmas, being able to go through all that stuff and handle it and look at it, and even on the back. The cool part, I think, is just on the back of the pages, seeing like Buscema drawings and scribbles and doodles and all kinds of cool stuff, or notes from what was going on, a lunch order or something weird, back in the day.
Yeah, hamburgers 25 cents.
Yeah. Star Wars event. Actually, there are a few Star Wars annual pages that we have in there. So if you remind me, I'll try to bring some of those.
Remind you.
I keep forgetting. I forgot what I had for breakfast this morning. So someone asked, "Hey, can you mind do that?" Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to. Just give me a little tap because I've forgotten.
So again, just to be clear, we showed the main show floor map. Essential will have an end cap again, so you can expect. We're all aiming for 6 artists, so there'll be some more.
Yep.
Hopefully sooner than later, and you'll get the pre-OAX stuff, and we're ready for that. If we just want to get it out early, a couple of them, all of them at once, whatever works easiest for you, but we're ready. And moving on from that, just real quick, I know that New York's coming up, and you've got something there that you want to make sure that people know about. So before we forget, please.
Yeah, we're hosting a Halloween dinner with Arthur Adams, Joyce Chin, Jeff Loeb, Dave Finch, and Klaus Janson.
Nice.
So we did one of these in Dallas, and it was an amazing time. Everyone enjoyed just hanging out, hearing stories. It's a very intimate setting, so it's a unique experience to be able to hang out with those guys. So you can find it up on the site. I don't have the link I didn't pop a link in there, but what we're doing is each of the creators will create a little sketch card, so you'll get one sketch card from each of the creators. There'll be limited edition prints, themed prints for the evening. Everyone can bring a bunch of books to get autographed, pictures, and the food actually is really good. So we picked a spot that is one of my favorite spots. And OAX dinner, yeah. Well, you guys do your reception on Friday, right?
Yep. Friday, it'll be 5 to 8 p.m. This year, though, not 6 to 9. So Friday and then 10 to 5, 10 to 5, Saturday and Sunday 10. But Saturday night's the auction too. So sometimes it can be hard to fit an event in. But Friday, a lot of people come in on Thursday. So you've got Thursday night and you've got Friday afternoon for sure.
Yeah, I think there's like a Applebee's right nearby, right? That
No, it's an upgrade. It's Miller's Ale House. It's a big upgrade from Ruby Tuesdays and
yeah, perfect.
Pucker Your Face Wednesdays and all those places. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll take a look to see if a dinner's doable in the area. But yeah, we got to get through Baltimore and New York first.
Right.
So
I mean, we've got the contact info. At least you do, Casper, right? You've talked to the manager at the restaurant.
Oh yeah, we're all good with that. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
No, it'll be great. Yeah, any opportunity to do something like this, we're going to try to get to. It's just a matter of organizing it and making sure we have enough time to get it planned out. Morag, my partner, does all the organizational part of that, making sure the menu's right and it seats us and enough people and all the the things that we need to get it done. So
we do have just one request from our good friend Chris. Your wish is our command.
You never know.
You never know.
What's
that? Matteo Scalera was on Chris Snorrick's wish list.
It's on the screen there.
Matteo. Yeah, we're
let's see.
We have to talk to Matteo, see if he can make it. He's got a baby boy. I think he's like 2 or 3 now. And he's a little kid, so he doesn't like to leave for too long. So we'll see Matteo in New York next month. Hopefully, we'll see him in a few other shows next year as well. But if you haven't heard, he's working on the last Halloween project with Jeff Loeb. So he'll have a awesome story arc as well to
that sounds cool.
Yeah, and his pre-con commissions are insane. So I mean, there's lots of reasons for us to want Matteo there, but the biggest one is that Chris Snorrick wants him there.
Hey, listen, if Chris wants him there, I think that's a good enough reason.
That's what overrides all of it.
You should definitely put the
exactly. If he's coming, that Chris Snorrick will be on that pre-con list if there is one.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Chris should really be able to, say who else he wants to come and have those.
He will. He will.
Yeah, he's not bashful.
Who else is on Chris's list?
Probably Eric Canetti.
Oh yeah, Eric's. We know Eric.
And then maybe Sean Crystal.
We know Sean too. Yeah,
yeah.
Those are all guys we know. So
yeah,
that should be pretty easy.
If I had to guess, maybe one more, but unnamed. Probably Finch. Who knows?
Finch is another guy. Yeah, we know David too. So all those guys are good guys to know, and I'm assuming they'd be happy to come.
There you go. Now he's thrown out. Yeah, his list.
Yeah, throw a dart at the essential roster anyway. And what are you going to be wrong with? So.
Yeah, no, we're happy. We're all good. Whatever makes you guys happy, we're here to help. So,
well, I was trying to find the link to the New York dinner event on your website, and I didn't find it. So I apologize. I was going to stick it in the chat so everybody could click on it. But it is what night of the show is it?
It is Thursday night.
Thursday, okay.
Here's a link here that I should have come.
You put it in the private chat, and then I can share it.
What makes me happy is Buffalo's winning over Miami 31-10, which means Jason D'Ambrosio is pissed off right now.
He hasn't been in the chat all night.
Yeah.
I think I saw his post on Facebook that he's hanging out with his dog, watching the game.
Crying in the dog's bowl, sure.
Sometimes you just need someone to lick your balls. Yeah.
Poor Jason. Hey, you can't win them all, Jason. All right, there's the link. Now we have the link in there for everybody who might be able to go to the Essential Dinner at New York Comic Con. So check it out. And I know I saw James Siegel was mentioned in the chat earlier that he thought the event in Dallas went really well. He was happy with that. I know that he posted very favorable things about it, lots of pictures on Facebook. So if James says it's good, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. It's not an open bar, unfortunately, because a bunch of you guys are alcoholics and we just can't afford to, feed you all that.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
But otherwise, it's a nice setting just to be able to chat with the guys and gals and get some interesting stories that you wouldn't otherwise, have that experience to.
What's the cost again? Because I remember it was lower than I thought it would be. It's not
so
that bad at all.
It's a $650, but that includes a 3-course meal and all the sketch cards, prints, autographs, photos.
Like 10 signatures, if I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Tips for the crew, for the staff. So we take care of all that stuff. And I think that's a little less expensive than the Dallas one. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. We're going to decorate it. If you want to wear a costume, come wear a costume. The food is going to be real good too. So if you're around, please come and hang out.
Is the restaurant in the link too, or is that announced later on?
We're going to announce that once everything is all set. We don't want anyone to crash the party. So
yeah, it's not going to be probably too far from the Javits. I take it.
It's just a few blocks up. I think on 44th Street, 45th.
Oh,
Street.
okay.
So yeah, it's a few minute walk from the convention center. Yeah, it'll be a good time. And if you don't, you can blame Bill and Codler.
Well, people would like you to try it at something similar to OAX. Well, we'll see. We can talk about it, man. We can try to figure out, what may or may not be able to work.
Hey, people like breakfast.
Oh, that is true. That people do like. Yeah. They don't have to drink. They can, have coffee and art.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah,
tea and biscuits.
There you go, Jason. Melissa, man, thank you. Honestly, I'm, obviously it's great to have you back. I mean, I don't think it'd be a show without having the essential crew there. And again, I'm just glad that you're interested in coming back. That you appreciate the concept of OAX. That we're trying to do something a little bit different. And I know that a lot of artists out there, are trying to find just looking for something a little different as well. And I think OAX presents that, and I'm glad you guys see it too.
Yeah, no, our pleasure. Thanks for the invitation and hosting us. So that obviously goes along. We're just happy to be invited. So. We'll be there with bells on.
So we'll see you next week with Andy Kubert. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I hope so. Wait, we have to confirm.
You didn't finalize that yet. You just let the kid. We talked about penciled down. We had penciled.
We're penciling that in.
I'm an inker.
Oh, brother. All right. Well, but yeah. So we'll be talking sooner than that. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Jason.
No, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Take care. See you, Jason.
Bye-bye.
All right.
We did it a little bit longer than you. Now you can go to bed too.
I said 10:15. It's 10:23. That's pretty good. That's almost Swiss train schedule. But there's a few more names. Do you want to do them now? Or we do them some other time.
I want to at least say the one because I've been wanting to. I don't know when I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna get him on for a.
All right.
For a show. Well, actually, I do know because I've got a sales show with him.
Do it for James. James.
Yes. Joe Linsner is coming to OAX. So very excited to have him coming. And he's excited as well because he hasn't done a lot of shows in the last 18 months. I think he was scheduled for a couple and then had to cancel. But he and I have talked about OAX since, I don't know, it's been at least 6 or 8 months. He's been very excited about it. And we finally were able to get him to 100% say he's coming. And I do have a sales show with him, I think late in October, but I think we'll probably, I would like to get him on just to talk to him about OAX and everything in advance of that. I will be talking to him about pre-cons because obviously, even when he does stuff at shows, he doesn't have a lot of time. He might do 1 or 2 or 3 at best a day at a show. So, maybe if I can convince him to take just a few before the OAX, that would be fantastic. Hell, I would want to get on his list to be able to have Joe do something that I can specifically request would be.
What would you get? I'm curious. Do you have an idea?
Well, it's kind of a toss up. I had Joe a long time ago at Heroes do a Jean Grey Phoenix, not a Dark
Nice.
Phoenix,
Mhm.
and ended up stupidly selling it. And it wasn't even. It was prior to the whole fiasco with the mini golf.
I hate
And
flippers. I hate flippers like you.
but I had it for like 4 years, but I've always regretted it. And it was really nice. It was a color piece and everything. So no, it would not be a Cyclops, Marcus.
I just said that because I didn't want to see the Dolphins show up. Damn flippers.
Yes, exactly. Bill flips. Oh man, you guys.
Bill
But yeah, I don't know. It would be a toss up. Probably. I mean, I probably think Phoenix. But honestly, I always liked the way he drew Wolverine. I think I might opt for a Wolverine from him because I think he would do a really damn good job on that. But again, I can't promise anything. But I do owe him a phone call next week.
Can you bring to mind him having drawn Wolverine? I don't recall him.
Oh yeah, if you Google it, you'll
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see. I mean, he drew a really great Mystique too.
I bet. Well, basically every character is Mystique anyway.
Yes, that is true. So anyways, yeah, no, I would want to get on his list too, but we'll see. I'll let everybody know. I'll talk with him, but again, Joe's just an awesome guy. He's like he really is probably one of the first guys I got a commission from. So I think he's the best. And even though I lost out on that envelope auction yesterday, I still love Joe. Mm-hmm.
Well, then that's it. We're done. I'll let you go. We'll talk first thing in the morning, and I just cannot wait. You have a good rest of your evening. Hi, Nick Marucci. Thanks for sitting in, Dave. Now I just don't want to leave. See you later, Bill.
See you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it'll be tomorrow early. Yeah. We actually have a meeting in the morning to go over one last thing. But Kazra always has a zinger. We all know that. But the mini series with Black Cat, exactly. West Coast Avengers. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of characters that Joe's worked on that I think would be cool for a commission. So we'll see. We'll let everybody know. Let's get on with this stuff. I want to hit the schedule now since we've talked about it a few times, and I've got a few extra things sort of fleshed out from there. A little short on interviews, but I do have the next 4 weeks booked, so that's good. I've got Carl Sodergren on the 17th. I've got Newell, Mr. Stingray on the 24th of September. I've got Royce Vizio on the 1st of October, and of course Jiggy on the 8th. So those Tuesday collector interviews are booked for 4 weeks. Anybody that I haven't interviewed before and if you'd like to be interviewed, you can always shoot me an email. We'll get you on the schedule, and that always makes it easier versus me or Kazra fishing for interviews. But as far as art sale shows go, I've got Japan Comic Art Expo this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I actually got a preview of the artwork. I guess maybe when I'm done showing this, I can show some of the artwork that we do have available for that show. There's going to be some covers, Ryan Benjamin covers, and some other work that hasn't been on the market yet from their team. So I'm looking forward to doing a show with them for the first time as an art sale. They've been on the channel a couple other times, but I actually wasn't the one to handle those shows. Then coming up, I actually got a preview of what Joel Jones is bringing on the 28th of September, Saturday. That's a 2 p.m. show. Oh my goodness. I think everybody's going to be, if you like Joel's work, the Wonder Woman, you saw that, Mikhail. I'll show that tonight. Actually, okay, when we're done here, I'll show off some of the artwork from the upcoming sales. The Wonder Woman piece is unbelievable. She's probably not shown that to DC or it would be a cover, but it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to having Joelle back on. Obviously, we had her on during Comic Art Live in May, so we only got to do about a 15-minute show with her, sell a few pieces of art. So it wasn't much of an interview. But I'll definitely do more of an interview art sale like everybody's used to. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then that same day in the evening, I've got the Marvel versus DC themed art sale with Jiggy and Next Comic Art. So going to be a busy day that day, but a lot of fun for me. Hopefully for everyone as well. Hopefully there's no big. That's probably like right at the end of the baseball season, so nothing should be prohibiting anybody from hanging out. A double show, yeah, there we go. But on the docket is also John McRae on October 12th. Fred Hembeck's coming back on the 26th. Remember, we got that gigantic Steranko homage, the second one that we'll be auctioning off with Fred. And I'm sure Fred will have some new art as well that will be available during that show. We've got some other published pieces that I know Fred's given me. Mike Oming's going to be back on the 2nd of November, and then Joe Linsner is going to be on the 9th of November as well. Then the other big stuff, of course, is on the 16th and 17th of November is the 10th Comic Art Live. I'm expecting it to be bigger, better, and more wonderful than the 9 preceding shows. So that's going to be fun. And I have already confirmed Ed McGuinness, who he had to cancel a couple different scheduled shows that we had. He's going to do a panel on Saturday. We haven't picked a time yet. I wrote down 2 just to have a placeholder for it. But it'll be an hour-long interview, and he's going to have artwork that will benefit the Hero Initiative, and we will be doing, I don't know if if there'll be fixed prices. They'll probably be auctioned off, but it'll be great to hang out with Ed. I haven't talked to him in like 12, 13 years. It's been a long time. So getting him on a panel during Comic Art Live will be fun, and it'll, all the art sales that go on with that show will be going to Hero, which is always a good thing. And then Tariq has Mr. TAMD1 in the chat. You know him, you love him. We'll be doing an interview with him on the 19th. So the Tuesday after Comic Art Live, you get to hang out with the man, the myth, the legend. I was just looking at pictures from OAX last year. He had a good time there. I saw him hanging out with Alberto. Who else was he hanging out with? And just everybody. He's a West Coaster, so it'll be good to have him hanging out. Boom, says Marcus. Any update on another Adam Kubert show? Actually, Goo, I'm going to be giving Adam a call tomorrow and talking to him about just that. Honestly, it's I don't know why we've been busy. He's been busy. He traveled. Remember, he was in Europe, I think, in June. So our schedules were just kind of hit and miss. We weren't really getting together. But I'm going to call him tomorrow. We've got stuff to talk to him about OAX. I've got some other things that we've been wanting to talk about too. So anyway, here I can show you some of the artwork from. First, I'll show you the work from the Japan Comic Art drop on the Saturday evening at 9. This is a Ryan Benjamin cover, and I forget what it's from. I think it's Suicide Squad, or maybe it wasn't a cover. I don't know. It looks pretty weird. At any rate, what else we got? This one's a Smallville cover, another one by Ryan. What else we got? A Grifter Midnighter cover by Ryan as well. And then I know there was there's more stuff. He's got, because I have a list. I don't have scans for everything. There's going to be an Avengers pinup, cover recreation that Ryan did. Ryan's actually going to take 2 commission, like bust commissions at the beginning of the show. He's going to be on with Yoshi to get things kicked off. And I think they're going to be like $300 a piece. So those are things that he'll finish after the show and then ship out. We've got what was this? A Spider-Gwen page from Takeshi, and this one's oh cool. I mean, there's actually that's actually a fair price. That's a lot of the stuff is I thought was like kind of under market. I haven't talked to Yoshi about the sale really at all, but I got the spreadsheet. But it all looks really, really good. Some new Warrior stuff. So this was from Spider-Gwen 8. This is a page from Ms. Marvel. A couple pages from that. We got some new Warriors covers, and you can see 3 of those in there. Yeah, 5, 6, and 7 covers to those. And what else we got here? Just a few other pieces. A lot of the stuff, this is from Haji, and I think they were one of the artists from the Mystery Sketch. And so Poison Ivy, a Catwoman. We got a Wonder Woman, and yes, that is my we can say there. And then what else we got? This is by an artist named Toru Terada, and this is an unfinished piece. So I know it's going to be finished, and we'll have a better scan of it during the show. But this thing looks freaking amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the final piece looks for that. And then I've got like a whole list of stuff that I can't talk about yet because they're to be finished. So there's that, and then I can show you a couple pieces from the Joelle Jones sale that will be on the 28th, because she sends the biggest scans. Everything's print ready. They're 200 meg each, So I only grabbed a couple of them so I could show them off without crippling my stream here. Where are we at? Here we go. It's a Catwoman piece was the first one. Where are you at? There you are. Allow. There we go. So the cover to Catwoman 20. That's pretty nice, obviously. And then a Catwoman annual cover. That's pretty hot. Annual number 1. Then there will be some Lady Killer pages too. I think in the emails I've had with her, she talks about she really loves her Lady Killer work. So she's been holding on to a lot of it. She doesn't let too much of it go. And there are a few pages out there, but this was a really nice one. So I figured I'd preview that. I thought that bottom panel is pretty spectacular. And another Lady Killer page. There was skulls on it, so I figured I might as well show that because I know I can't buy it. Does she have any Helheim? I think that is one of the. I didn't save the. I can't confirm or deny Stingray at the moment, but I'm pretty confident there is something from Helheim in the set. And outside of the Lady Killer, I think there'll be maybe 4 or 5 pages from Lady Killer. A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cover. Who would have thought, right? We're going to get to have that as part of the show. And then this Wonder Woman. Whew! Look at that. That thing is unbelievable. So, and I asked her about it. I'm like, was this done? She said she just did it for fun. So it's just, has been working on it in her spare time. So I know that you're right, Tom. That Wonder Woman rocks. I mean, that is when I saw that, I was like, wow. I know I'm going to use that as the show graphic because that thing is unbelievable. And she had another Talia color commission that's in this set, and a few other things, like some stuff from a book I hadn't heard of, and I can't even remember the name of it right now. But again, good stuff. It'll be more like 24 pieces in it, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to hang out with Joelle and like really talk about her craft because we didn't have time that last time. But I'm gonna have a good time. I'm sure everybody will too. That's on the 28th, September 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I know for fun. I wish I wish when I want to draw something for fun, it would always turn out like that. But yeah, it doesn't work out that way. So there you go. That's a preview of this Saturday evening sale and then the Saturday the 28th 2 p.m. sale in a couple weeks. So those are going to be good. Now, so I've talked about the schedule. I wanted to mention, I saw Tom McDonald in the chat. Tom is actually coordinating with Jason Richardson and Peter Rowe a meetup at Baltimore. And I am not going, and Kazra's not going, but those guys are going to try to get together. I don't know what night, but if you know Tom's got a calf gallery. He said reach out to him through his calf gallery, and he would be happy to give you the information on the meetup that he's doing in Baltimore. So if you're going to Baltimore, I would strongly suggest emailing Tom in advance and letting him know that you'd like to work something out. Because, hey, a dinner or drink, something after the show is always a good time. Get a group of art collectors together. So thanks for letting me know about it, Tom. And take pictures. Remember when you guys went to the restaurant in Chicago with Kazra? There was some good photographs and things from the event. So definitely do that. Take them again and send them my way. Now I'd promised. What else we'd promised? I'd promised some Super Manila stuff. I've got a video clip from Bob and also one from Jiggy. I'm going to show the Jiggy one first because it's all still photographs, and Bob is in like 6 or 7 of these too. So Bob's in that one, and then we'll show the Bob one. So I get to take a break. I'm going to go get another Zevia because I've seen these videos. I put them together. But the first one is from Jiggy. These are photographs that I think he and some of the other team from Next Comic Art, photographs that they took from the Super Manila Con that was this past weekend. So enjoy, and I'll be right back.
Kay Manix, mensahe.
Tingin ko, sisikat to.
Yun. Bigyan ng jacket to!
Ay, picture. Ayan, nandito.
Ayan.
Tamakaan nga. Kaya rin masaya ka talaga na.
Yan. Okay, salamat.
Hey, there you go. That was the clip from Jiggy. Now, and as you can see, we had, or who was there? Mike Zeck was there. Peach Momoko was there, and then all of the Next Comic Art crew was there. So it was a party. Everybody looked like they had a great time. You could tell Jiggy was proud to have been host, and he got to moderate a few things while he was there, and he got to have dinner with Mr. Tom Layton. So without boring you with any more of those details, let's actually see the whole show from Tom's perspective. And here is his video.
So here I am with Joseph Kroner. Guess where we're at? Tell them where we're at, Joe.
We're in an airplane.
Yes, how about that? And where's this airplane going?
Manila.
We're going to the Philippines. Joey and I. Boy, it's like boys' night out. We're going to meet up with our friend William, and we're going to go to Super Manila Con, right? That's for Saturday. Tomorrow I have to go speak at some academy or whatever. He gets to set up the table or whatever. And then we're going to hang out for a few days afterwards. So there'll be a lot more to come as our week unfolds. Our weekend and our next week unfolds. If it just stops raining there. So in the meantime, we're in business class. Everything's taken care of. So my advice to you is to start drinking heavily. Right? Okay. There you go.
So we said, let's make the reservation for dinner now or later. Just to get out of the street. It's very meta. Oh my god.
Okay, Bill, you're gonna love this. Okay, so Diego, what are we looking at here, man?
We're looking at smoked pig.
It's a smoked baby pig. Look at that, and his name is Wilbur. Now look at that. We need scales, so stand there next to it.
What did I think you're putting?
No, I don't want to be with it. I don't eat pork. You eat it. There you go. There you go. See, there you go. So that's the scale, or whatever. And these guys, these pork-eating fools are going to consume this Wilbur here pretty soon. How about that?
Wilbur.
Yeah. Take it easy, buddy. Hope you had a good one.
The video says it all. This guy's a rock star. He's an American writer, an American artist, co-founder of Valiant Comics, and he's most known for the definitive Iron Man stories like Demon in a Bottle and the Armor Wars. So please, let's hear that warm Filipino hospitality. Let's give a warm round of applause for Mr. Bob Layton. In modern times. So she just arrived this morning around 5 a.m. It's her first time in the Philippines. So please welcome two-time Eisner Award winner for Best Cover Artist. Currently, she is working on writing and illustrating Ultimate X-Men. Again, let's give a warm round of applause for the speech Momoko. But certainly not the least, so this man has been to the Philippines several times. He has Stan Lee's job. He's responsible for guiding writers and artists in the Marvel Universe. All the stories moving forward. Yes. Please welcome Editor-in-Chief of Marvel Comics, Mr. C.B. Cebulski.
Here at the con, right? What's your name?
Joe.
Joe. And Joe brings this to me, and I've never seen anything like this before. It is a Demon in a Bottle t-shirt, and it is vividly done. I just signed. It's pretty damn cool. I don't know where he got it, but I sure would like to get one myself. Thank you, brother.
Hey, Bill Castro, look who I'm with, man. I'm with Jiggy Mannix, man. Woo! You know, it's like, hey, listen, I tried to get this entire country to come to OAX, all right? I know that. I've asked everybody knows how to hold a bloody pencil, all right? So, look, it's the best I can do. But anyway, it's so great to see these guys live after just seeing them on the show every week, you know? So, anyway.
Where in the world is Bob Layton? He's in Manila.
I'm in Manila having a great time. Guys, it's really wonderful.
Thanks, Bob.
All right? All right.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to make it over here. Mr. Cebulski, could I show you my samples?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind looking at my
Are
samples?
you filming this for Where in the World?
I just wanted to get your opinion if you think I could possibly make a career in comics.
I think I've seen this style before, sir.
Is it too old for you?
I don't know, maybe we could get you a retro cover or a classic throwback cover or something like that.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've heard that.
I mean, give you a couple more years, and you'll be ready.
Okay, well, I really appreciate your advice here.
Yep.
I'll try to be more like Jim Lee. I'm here with one of my oldest friends in the comic business, Mike Zach. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well.
I want you to explain to the guys at CAF why you're not going to come to the OAX. I mean, you explained it to me, but can you do it to them?
Yeah, well, because I live in a different hemisphere now. A little bit of a long trip for me. I'm not into traveling that much anymore.
Besides, as he told me, he doesn't do sketches anymore, and he has no original art to sell.
I don't have a piece of art to my name. I'm done sketching, so...
But listen, I did my job. I asked him, right?
Yeah.
It's a shame because it's great hanging out with him again.
Yeah, as soon as Bob walked up to me, first thing he said,
You see?
"Want you as
See?
an OAX."
Well, you're joining good company because Butch Guys turned him down and Paul Smith turned him down too, okay? So there you go. All right, guys, later. Hi, everybody. I'm here with Peach Momoko. How you doing? She's really wonderful. And my question to Peach is, if she had to be another fruit, what would it be?
考えたことない。じゃあプラムで。
プラム。What? Okay.
それでもそれはあれか。
But plum momoko would sound like fruit salad. Well, regardless of what fruit you are a delight. It's a wonderful meeting you. Okay. Thank you. Well, Joey, our trip to the Philippines has come to an end.
Oh, so sad.
So sad. Oh, really? Are you sad?
I'm happy to go home and see my wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we had a blast. As you can see from the video, it was quite an experience anyway. So, anyway, we're not going to be able to do the show live this week. So, anyway, Castro Bill, I hope you enjoyed the footage, and we'll see you at OAX.
Jason, I love you!
All right. You can do that too, Rob. Yeah. That's a photo opportunity right there. Yeah.
My mother. Let me tell you about my mother.
Feel free. Okay, so I guess. Yeah, no, because the panel is supposed to be about Demon in the Bottle, but it's all about your career. I mean, the video covered a lot, but I guess we should go into.
Did you enjoy the video though?
Yeah.
I always find that when I do these things, we get all the little BS questions out of the way.
Okay.
So we can talk about more substantive things. So now you know everything there is to know about me. You know that I had some really lousy choices in hairstyles. Usually there was a woman involved.
There's usually a woman
You
involved.
look so nice and you do that. It's like, and then I wind up with party in the back or something.
No wonder Tony Stark had a mother.
Yeah. No, Tony Stark's life is somewhat autobiographical.
There you go.
Because the cliche is you only can write what you know.
Yeah, of course.
And so, I put a lot of me into Tony Stark. Because as a kid, that was my fantasy. I didn't want to be Iron Man. I wanted to be Tony Stark. I wanted to walk in.
Mr. Bob Layton, a real comics legend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for my childhood, Bob. Thank you so much. Everybody who wants to have anything signed, you can.
Man, Bob got a lot of love over there, didn't he? My goodness. Congrats, Bob. Now your visa's been renewed or whatever, right? So you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay there for another 6 months before you have to, get out and do something different. I guess. Oh, well, the wedding is another trip. So your visa's intact for a while. Now, let's see here. What do we got? We got a couple other things going on, and actually, you know what? I think we can do this. We're going to show the weekly flip. We got a weekly flip from Rick W. Rick was the last one to do a weekly flip, so we can't call them weekly flips anymore. I think it's when did he do the last one? It was in July, so it's been about 2 months, almost 2 months since the last weekly flip that we got. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play that, and then we'll probably skip over some of the CAF update tonight and just get to the art. Well, I got some packages. I got to open those too. But all right, hey, Bob, thank you so much for putting all that effort into that. I'd say that was my favorite set of video clips that you've ever done. And thank you for asking Mr. Zach and see if he'd go to OAX, and he turned us down, but that's okay. That's okay. We can we can try again next year. So, all right. Well, enjoy the rest of the day, Bob. So here, let me give you everybody the wonderful video that Rick has sent us, and it's again a really good flip. If you remember the last flip, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Remember, there's a lot of Tim Truman. And this one I watched from beginning to end already, and it's got a lot of great material. So here we go. Let's take a look at this.
Hey everyone, got another weekly flip for you here for the Comic Art Live show. Got a lot of art in this portfolio, so I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. We got a Dave Cockrum Wolverine vintage. We got a scalped page, R.M. Guerra. Got Swamp Thing, Mike Perkins, featuring Trinity. And Fury of Firestorm page, Raphael Kyanan. DC Comics presents Vigilante page with Kurt Swan, Dave Hunt inks. And a couple John Sable freelance pages, Mike Grell. And another John Sable. Got a rare Wendy Peeney ElfQuest cutter piece from 1979. Howard Chaykin and Terry Austin Indiana Jones page. And we've got Teen Titans Secret Origins, Eric Larson and Mike DiCarlo. And two Herb Trimpe Indiana Jones pages. And two consecutive Cerebus pages. Cerebus the Pope, Dave Sim and Gerhard. Elf Lord by Barry Blair. And we got Warlord Mike Grell, Joe Rubenstein inks. Marvel Comics presents Keith Giffen and Charlie Adlard. New Mutants Annual number 4 page from June Brigman and Bob McLeod inks. A Green Arrow page from Ron Garney with Black Lightning. Got that on the EXP show. And we got a Thing page from Ron Wilson and Joe Sinnott. And Sweet Tooth from Jeff Lemire, issue number 3. And ROM page with Sal Buscema and Joe Sinnott. Some nice old Cloak and Dagger pages from the 3rd series. Love the P. Craig Russell inks. And we got Cerebus number 15 cover and the prelim. Dave Sim. And Tim Truman Star Slayer. And Dave Mazzucchelli Star Wars page. Tom Palmer inks. The Falcon. And we got Arion, Lord of Atlantis by Jan Dursema. And we got Warlord number 50 page with Mike Grell pencils and Bob Smith inks. Barry Windsor Smith Pathways to Fantasy number 1 page. Recent Heritage win. And a Herb Trimpe Thor page. Issue number 336. The issue before Walt Simonson rocked the world. And we got Richard Friend doing Judge Dredd. And Bernie Wrightson with an unfinished splash page from issue number 1. Thank Glenn Brunswick for that one. And we got a brand new pickup I just received in the mail last week. That's from Metallica number 1 by Miko Sawayan. mind-blowing piece. James Hetfield. And then we got a Batman and the Outsiders annual page from Dave Ross. And a Joe Staton E-Man, vintage E-Man piece. And West Coast Avengers #1 page there from Milgram and Joe Sennett. Ultron and Hank Pym. New Teen Titans roll call page from George Perez. And some Gerardo Zaffino Avengers Iron Man 1 million years BC. And Avengers #244. And Elric Comics Journal prelim by Michael Gilbert. And last but not least, a Frank Brunner Elric piece. Thanks for watching.
Damn, some good stuff in there. I feel like 2 or 3 of those pieces we've featured during a CAP update. I'll have to ask Chris when I bring him on. But yeah, definitely a couple of those. Remember the Richard Friend Judge Dredd piece for sure, and maybe that Frank Brunner piece at the end. I mean, at least those are. I mean, there's so many great pieces in there. The Cloak and Dagger stands out. I mean, the Wrightson, man, you know, Rick's got good taste. I think he needs to do a few more of these flips. But remember, anybody that wants to do a flip, just let me know. Email me, bill@comicartfans.com. I'll set you up with a Google Drive. You shoot the video, I'll put it together and share it with everybody. So please, these are always fun to do, and it's always nice to see your collection in a different way. We're always used to looking at it on a computer screen, but a little more tangible when we get to see it that way. And Stingray, I can tell you, I did take a look at at least the list of stuff I got from Joel, and there is something called a Brides of Helheim cover in there. So I don't recall what it looked like, but now you know the name of it. At least you can Google it and see what piece it's going to be. But I do remember, I knew there was a Helheim something in there, but Brides of Helheim cover. It might be #6. I can't tell from the way she named stuff in the spreadsheet, but yeah, there you go. All right, now Chris is away, so I won't bring him in yet. I'll wait till he pops in here. But I got some packages open, so we'll go real quick because we're already running late. But let's see, this thing came from Anthony Snyder, and I pre-cut stuff too because I didn't want to take too much of your time tonight. I have no idea what this is. This is not the art that I bought. This came after the art that I bought. Anthony and his surprises. It sounds like a, I don't know. I don't want to guess. I don't want to make a mistake on it, but it sounds like a puzzle to me. What could it be? All right. Oh, damn it. It's a toy or something. Wow. I think Marcus might have had something to do with this. Oh, come on, man. Anthony, too much tape. It's X-Men in the Danger Room. It's a practice Cyclops laser skills game. Looks like Don't Break the Ice, but something but a vertical version of Don't Break the Ice. Cyclops versus Magneto. So yeah, I guess I know what I'll be playing this weekend. Look at that. Yeah, he's got eye lasers, but he needs a cannon. Like he's playing Quake or Doom or something like that. Look at the size of that thing. He's overcompensating. He's got eye lasers. He doesn't need that. Yeah, it looks like an OAX drinking game. We might be able to turn this into an OAX drinking game. Well, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. We will. I'll play that this weekend with the. Well, let's see. Only Emma's in town right now, so I'll play with her. Now, I had that interview with Kazra and Thomas Nagobin last week, and during the interview, I had moments where I remember I didn't have a whole lot to say. So I was listening to Thomas, and Thomas mentioned that he had done that Dan Brereton book, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take a look and see what the book is like, because I went on online, and it was kind of expensive on Amazon, but it was, I forget what store I bought it from, but I got it for like $20 on some weirdo store. But this is that Dan Brereton's Nocturnals book that he said they had to shoot it from film, or I can't remember the exact story. I'll have to go back and listen to it. But this was volume 1, Black Planet. So I've actually never read this. So I was pretty curious to actually read it, since I've never seen it before. But after talking with Tom about it, I thought, well, now I have to own it so I can actually get the full scoop on how it turned out. I'm very curious, since it sounded like a tough project for him. And it's even got a tipped-in thing that was signed. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. Literally $20. So anybody else needs a copy, I'd be happy to tell you where I found it. Now, this is the artwork that I got from Anthony. This was from his art drop show a couple weeks ago. And I told people there was a page that I wanted to get if nobody got it. And nobody got it. And then during the show, I kind of remembered, because Maureen helped on the slides, that there was a page that Maureen really liked. So I told Anthony, I want to get these 2 pages. So he gave me a very good discount. So let's see here. So Maureen doesn't even know I bought her a page of art. West Coast Dave wants to come on here and eat cake while we do these. So here we go. This was the page that Maureen really liked from West Coast Adventures. Had the team hanging out, sitting on the stoop. Oh, there's Chris. I'll bring Chris in. Sorry, Chris, I wasn't looking at my green room screen. There we go.
No worries.
But here, I'll still make me full screen. At least now you can see that. It was a fun page. Maureen liked it. If Maureen likes a page of art, I mean, I'm kind of inclined to have to buy it for her, because she almost never tells me she likes anything that she sees. I mean, what am I going to do, man? So I got that one, and then the page that I wanted, I just thought it was, because it was so, like, the writing in this thing is so bad, and that's the only reason I got it, because the writing was so bad. This was from West Coast Avengers 16. Had Tigra and Hellcat in it, and Whirlwind, right? I think it was Whirlwind, the guy with the saw blades on his wrist. But in the second panel, he shouts, "Ho, what's this? The Pussycat Patrol?" I mean, that's just so dumb. I think I'm verging on Stephen Davich level artwork when you can get something with lines like that. So I just thought it was funny, and again, since I was buying 2 pieces of art, Anthony gave me a really nice price on these. So thank you, Anthony.
It's got Riz, Bill.
What's that?
That art has Riz, literally. Riz.
It does have Riz in it, doesn't it? Holy smokes! Yeah, this is exciting. So there you go. There were my 2 pages. What's the sign on the back? Joe Sinnott. It's Al Milgram, Joe Sinnott, signed in 1986. Very cool.
I love that book.
Yeah. And I did get one other package. Now this came in from Mr. Michael McIsaac, and he after the interview he said he thanked me. He said that finally his daughter actually thought he was cool, because he was on a show being interviewed, even though it was about comic art. And so he was like, I wanted to send you something. So I have no idea what he sent me, but let's see here. I think I didn't cut it open enough here. Dave, I hope you're eating the cake. We've seen you enough on camera that we can probably picture you eating cake. So keep doing that. Let's see what we got. Oh, sweet. Wait a minute, even has a. Oh, let's see. Now this is I don't want to take it out because it's taped onto this board really well. It's a Fathom page, looks like. It's there. And is it signed? I can't read that. It looks like Wilson. What's the name? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I'll have to get it out of here. But a Fathom page and a nice card, probably from his daughter, thanking me for having him on. But let's see here. Oh, it's a Spider-Man thank you card. Yep. Just a little thank you gift for having me on the collecting of the year. Man, it was fun talking with Michael. Yeah, let's see. Not a Bill Willingham Elementals page, but hopefully you'll enjoy. Oh, it's Jill Thompson. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Jill Thompson page from the Fathom spinoff in 1987. Thank you, Michael. That's awesome. And I did read that spinoff not too long ago. So cool. Very cool to have a page from it. Let me fix that. All right. Someone stop this man. I'm sorry. I got nothing else to open. It's there. It's there. We got it. We got it.
It's stopped. It's
YouTubers
over.
Get all the cool freebies. As #1 Marvel fan. I don't know. So, well, Chris, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry we're running a little late. I'm going to skip I'm going to skip most of the CAF update stuff, but I did want to play the EXP preview. It's a little short. You know, I'm going to be tuning in and talking with Nick tomorrow. Oh, what do you got? You have AC/DC on.
Rick Welch commented.
Oh, did he? I can see Rick being an AC/DC fan.
Most guys our age are, I feel like.
Yeah. When I tried to learn how to play guitar, there was quite a few AC/DC songs that I tried to learn.
Easy, man.
I know. It wasn't hard. So all right. Well, so tomorrow, 7:00 on the EXP channel, I'll be there with Nick. He's going to do. I think he's going to have 1 or 2 people on before me, and he'll be talking about John Cassaday. And you know, obviously Nick worked with John for, gosh, I mean, probably all of John's career. So I mean, he had done a lot of work, a lot of cover work for Nick, and so yeah, they were pretty close. And yeah, so here, let me play the video, and then we'll get on with this CAF update stuff.
Hey everybody, this Friday, September 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The original art experience will not be offering any art for sale. Probably be umming a lot. We'll be talking about John Cassaday and his art. We lost a giant this week. John was not only one of the most talented people in the industry, he was also one of the nicest people the industry's ever had. And to be blunt, I just don't have it in me to focus or worry or care about sales. Friday show will be a remembrance of John. It'll be celebrating his life and his work. Told you there'd be a lot of bumps. Got a video coming in from Alberto Gonzalez talking about what John meant to him in his Captain America. We'll have hopefully a few people coming on the air to talk about John. And I'm going to pull some art off of CAF I don't want it to be just my art being shown talking about John. I think it would be really cool to show the art of multiple community members and talk about as many people's art as possible. So you don't need to tune in if you're tuning in to buy anything, because we're not selling anything. But if you want to tune in and raise a glass, I guess, to John and his memory, love to have you there. That's it. See you Friday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and have a great one.
So yeah, that'll be tomorrow on the EXP, and yeah, tune in. So yeah, I of course didn't read any of the comments until that video was playing. I saw that I was thrown under the bus for bringing you on and then hiding you behind me.
It's okay. There's no ego in this for me, so that's fine.
I don't know my manners sometimes, man. I should have just yeah. All right. See,
you have to have feelings for your feelings to be heard. Don't worry about that.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, let's get this show on the road. I won't be doing any of the usual stuff. We've got we have a limited amount of time here tonight if we want to try to get done by midnight. So for those of you who, yeah, and you know, all the market reports and everything, they're already up there on CAF, so everybody can read those and get the skinny and scoop on everything. So yeah, so all right, we can dive right into talking about art. Let's see here.
Okay.
Art Adams. We were hearing a lot about Art Adams. Yeah,
Oh,
it's interesting. I was texting with Cassaday afterwards, and even while one of the videos was playing, I was like, I think almost every modern artist can probably say that Art Adams was an influence on them in one way or another, right? I mean, how could you not? But it was interesting, but both, it was like Joe Weems and Humberto Ramos, both like that was their one guy that they cited. So,
and even I feel like he's such an artist, and even if you can't say you were influenced by him, like if it doesn't come out in your work, you're probably a fan, because just his technique, his like natural ability, and like natural ability is what's on display in this piece, because this is so early for him. And he honestly, like, he went in a completely different direction stylistically, right? Like there's elements of stuff that you see from his later work in this piece, but the genre, the subject, like all of that stuff is not something he obviously went to work at Marvel and had a humongous career there and did some stuff at DC and like, all over the superhero genre. But like how often have you seen him draw something that's, clearly fantasy? You don't get a lot of that, like some Red Sonja and maybe some stuff like that. But first Bill, yeah, that is Bill of Thor right there.
Very, very astute.
Got the wings and everything. So anyway, early Art Adams, like you don't see stuff like this anymore. And, Lance had a tremendous story that went along with the piece. And it was in the same auction that I got the Chake and Wolvie from. So he and I had been going back and forth, rooting each other on a little bit. And so it was a really special piece for him, and it's gorgeous. So it's great to feature.
Yeah, agreed. Lance is he's been posting a lot of cool stuff, but yeah, this one's it's just interesting, an interesting period in his career. And no, this is it's cool.
Yeah,
Very
I agree.
cool.
That's John Byrne there at the bottom for sure, and then Simonson in the Thor hat.
Yes.
And it's amazing to me how influential like all of those guys became. It was kind of like a little club in a way, right? And then they influenced one another, they worked together, they like helped each other finish pieces for deadlines and all that stuff. And like there's just so much history, from that era that is influential like unto itself.
Yeah, well, congrats, Lance, because this is a keeper. As I imagine he's got to have we know he's got Travis Charest locked up in the basement.
Yeah. Next to Mannix.
Yes, exactly.
Mannix clearly escaped though. He was at Super Manila, so
that's right. So here we go. Kevin O'Neill. We don't talk a lot about Kevin O'Neill, but this is a Judge Dredd piece. Daniel Ashton, a UK art collector, I believe, and this is a cool piece.
I love to talk about 2000 AD art, particularly Dredd. Big Dredd fan, and I love how like wild and angular this is. That's like really what we associate with Kevin O'Neill. But when you compare this to martial law, it's reined in. It's almost like he knew like he's working on a licensed property. Like he couldn't like be 110% Kevin O'Neill on this stuff. Like he had to kind of like honor Dredd, so to speak. So it like is a little stylistically different from some of his stuff. It's a lot less impressionistic than some of his stuff like on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and things like that. It's a little more dialed down, and I actually appreciate that a lot, because sometimes like he takes it like really to the nth degree, and you start to like lose a little bit of like what you're looking at. But everything here is really hyper detailed in spite of being like in that highly stylized.
Nope, I agree. I like it a lot. Your mic was fading a little bit there at the end, but no, this is cool. I would have picked this one. I love 2000 AD stuff as well. I'm always looking for anything that pops up, just because there's not a lot of it comes to market, but yeah, whenever it does, I'm always interested. I might not always be a buyer, but it's just fun. I again, every time I see a page like this, the lettering's always unique.
Yep.
There's just so many consistent things with 2000 AD stories and their outlook on humanity. I love 2000 AD as well. So no, this is a great piece. Yeah, I haven't read Judge Dredd book in a long while. I'm gonna have to I've got a couple trades. I feel like I should just pull them out and go through them. Yeah, I love Judge Dredd.
It's fun. It's so dark.
Mm-hmm.
And like not dark and like, well, I mean, it is violent as hell too, but like it's like societally dark. Like it's, you know, social commentary through the lens of like British people and who has a more dour view of society than the English.
Exactly. All right. Now this one, you know, it's J.H. Williams like immediately from the style. And then this is a Batwoman 14 cover. And who's, Juan Munoz Calf Gallery. Wow. Yeah, I missed this one, but I had to look at it for a while because it's just so well done. I mean, we look at a fair amount of Williams' work, but I love it. I mean, this is kind of cool because it's a little edgy, and I mean, usually, you know, we're looking at DPSs and they're expansive and they're like it's like music, the way he kind of pulls everything together in a DPS. That's what we usually feature, and then to see this in a Grizzly, you know, ripped apart shoulder and stuff, it's like things I'm not used to seeing from him, because you know, all the, you know, the other figure right next to it is just so soft and supple, and you have this right above it.
I love, so he's such a great designer, which is, I think is really what I like the most about him. He puts so much thought into like how the composition is going to look, and like kind of regardless of the subject matter almost, but there's always a theme to it, and like the theme informs the design, which is a tough thing to do. And then the design like highlights the theme, you know, kind of inversely. What I really like the most about this piece though is he's gone really in like 3 almost totally different directions as far as the inking style is concerned. You got the washes on Batwoman, and then like a fine line, you know, thing happening with a lot of hatching on the character in the middle. And then Wonder Woman is really kind of like open and sparse.
Yeah, that's a curious.
I mean, he's very deliberate, right? So he does it for a reason. And you actually see this a lot in his pieces where he, you know, if it's a characterful choice or, you know, like what, I don't know why he's necessarily doing it, but it always works, right? And it's not, you know, you could say like, oh, he must have been in a hurry, haha, or whatever, but there's no way he hurried this, right?
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, this is, I was kind of curious if they actually showed the color piece with it, but no, that's interesting. And then even whatever this shadowy figure, I don't know what, you know, is
I thought it was Jonah Hex for a second.
Well, that's what I thought at first.
It's not.
Yeah, that, but yeah.
But when I look at, so I have my Jonah Hex behind me here, and it's got some of the same stuff. Like some of the characters are washed, some of the elements are washed, and some of them are just like a straight up, you know, like inking.
Yeah.
So I've always appreciated that. I think it's a cool choice.
Well, congrats to Juan for picking this one up. Then small scan, but it's Lee Weeks, and it's all, you know, we look at a lot of Lee Weeks stuff on CAF because, you know, there's a lot of commissions, but then this piece just stands out. You get 2 figures, and, you know, you get the skyline. It's just also well tied together. It's nice to see a Lee Weeks piece with this much detail in it.
Yeah, it's like a little like vignette, like it's kind of a story element unto itself. You could see it easily being a title page or, you know, whatever, you know, it has all the right elements. And so that's actually what I really liked about it too, is it's very complete.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, who's Calf? Oh, yeah. What do we got? Oh, Jesse Lee. Okay. I'm not leaving comments on stuff tonight, everybody, just so you know.
We're blazing.
I have been leaving a few more comments of late, though.
I've noticed.
It's I don't, half of the time I'm doing it in the app, actually, but and then I was doing it to tease Jason, because it's like every night, or, you know, every other night at 12:03 p.m. Eastern time, he is posting a piece of art. It's like he has to be the first guy after midnight. I don't understand it.
Or if he has a bot set up.
I don't know. It is weird that he literally gets it timestamped at 12:03 too. That's hard to do. You know, no matter what he's typing. So, but anyways, yeah, I like this one a lot myself. So let's see here. Next up. Yeah, well, I would have picked this one if you hadn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a Jim Lee Wolverine cover. I mean, you know, when you look at it, you don't necessarily think Jim Lee, right? But if you look close enough, you see all the things that you like about Jim's work.
It's
so,
got the Wolverine, the figure especially has all the right stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and this image and color, like this cover, I think is burned into like, you know, every Marvel fan from the era's mind. Like I saw it, and I've said this 100 times, but like this is another one of those pieces where I was like, damn, somebody owns this.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great, gorgeous period Jim Lee piece.
Yeah, no, I agree. And now this is that mysterious. Who's the owner of this? Yeah, Phoenix's Galactic Gallery.
Posted a lot of good stuff in the last week or so.
Yeah, they need to stop. They're posting all this wonderful stuff, and yeah, it's exceptional, obviously. So, what do we got there? Oh, James says we are done for tonight after this one. So I guess this is on James' wish list if it ever becomes available. Now, let me see one thing here. No, Phoenix Galactic. Yeah, we got to get Phoenix to have a premium sub so they can have bigger scans. I think that was the only thing I lamented. A couple of the pieces they posted were really small that I would have liked to have had a better scan.
Yeah. Also, I know I said this recently, but people, if you're taking pictures of your art, use Cam Scanner. It's a free app, and it's amazing. It does a lot of like on the fly, like automatic. I don't know if it's AI based or whatever, but it does a lot of editing for you. It crops, it centers, it like does all this great stuff. So if you don't have a scanner, please use Cam Scanner. It's great.
All right, here. I think I mentioned that we have the opportunity to integrate Cam Scanner or some whatever the next closest thing is into the app one day if we want to. It costs money, but so we're not going to use it at first. But I can definitely see something like that being a really beneficial tool.
Absolutely.
Just to make it, you know, we want people to have perfect images as best we can get, especially crop stuff.
I hate to think that people view it as a hurdle, you know, or like an impediment to getting their art on CAF. So that alone makes it worth doing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think when I looked at it, it really wasn't even. It was like $2,000 a year to have access to the scanning API, which isn't terrible at all, especially for if it's going to improve the quality of the work. So we will definitely be looking into that after the first version's out there. Now this is a splash page guy, Max Fiamara. Always have thought that their work is really slick, and
yeah,
this piece is really spectacular. I mean, I love the anatomy. I mean, there's a little
angle
bit
of the figure sells the whole thing for me.
Totally, it really does. And
that slight tilt, it's like a tilt, and it's also an upshot. Like the perspective is perfect. Like what he did with Grogu, like how he's floating in the right angle, you know, the correct angle is what I should say.
Mm-hmm.
He sneaks the Razor Crest there in the background. Mando is like inked heavier. Everything else falls back a little bit. Grogu even, you know, is secondary, but it's so like the angle absolutely nails this whole piece. Like it's just an anchor.
It is. And just the inking that he's done on Mando is, so different than anything in the background.
Right.
It goes really loose with this moon in the back. I mean, it's a really smart piece. I mean, everything, is well thought out.
It's got like almost Mobius elements to it. The background is kind of Mobius-esque, which I feel like fits so well with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I've seen a lot of work by Max, but this one just, it blew me away. And
Me
again,
too.
I had this one on my list before you sent in yours. So yeah, I really, really like this one a lot. And hopefully people were leaving comments on this thing, right? Yeah, we only got 5 comments on it so far. So, and the usual suspects on it. We got a Colin. Colin, he loves his
Jeff
Mando.
Wedding's got to get in on this. Come on, man. This is Star Wars art. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is Jared Mikulski. Okay, well, this and a new. Oh, look at that! September. He's a 20-year member.
Wow.
This one. My goodness, that's commitment.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I have to echo, like, I've not seen a piece from Max that has jumped out at me like this one.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the detail he's putting in, even in the background here. And
I love the inking on the cape.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, this is a hit. Wow. we'll have to talk to Mark about getting Max to the show sometime.
I mean, if this is the kind of commission he's doing, I'm sign me up.
I'm going to leave a comment, Marcus. I promise you on this one, I'm going to leave a comment. I will. You just wait till the show's over.
Leave a comment and say, come see Max at OAX 2025.
Exactly. Now, Paul Smith just had a birthday, right? And Tim Guerrero posted this. I thought this was funny. So, happy birthday, Jack. The Thing eating cake. I mean, what more do we need?
Great loves cake and The Thing. And Paul Smith. I mean, Paul Smith is a goddamn legend.
They need to make like a thank you card out of this image. I mean, it's so nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Does the Thing have to like wash his hands after he eats a cake like this?
For sure.
Yeah.
He cares about his hygiene.
I guess so. Number one Marvel fans loves this one. It's a cake break, says Marcus. It's so true.
Yeah. Maybe I could commission Sharon to have her make me a Thing head cake for my birthday or something one of these years.
That would be. When is your birthday?
5/5.
5/5. Oh my! Wow.
5/5/75. Hard to forget.
My goodness, that's impossible to forget.
Yep.
Yeah. PMs. Yep. Exactly.
PMs rock.
Chuck Arnold.
Yeah, Chuck's right. They
just host him.
They could blast him off with a flamethrower. It doesn't matter. That's one of the things I like about him.
He should have a power wash. Cinco de Snorri.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yeah, you've heard it all, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So, and cool. We picked. Tim's not a name we mentioned a whole lot. I mean, I don't know why. He has a really great collection. Somehow we overlook stuff, but then something
this
fun
one's
like this pops in there.
This one's a ringer for me. I mean, there was no way I was not picking this.
Yeah. No. Cool. Glad you did. Now, where are we going next? Now this one, I don't even know what this is from. Cobra the Black.
So Buichi Terasawa created this character Cobra, who was featured in a Matthew Sweet music video a very long time ago, like when MTV showed music videos. That's how long ago this was. Wow. He showed some of the anime. He was a big fan of the Cobra anime. And we don't see a lot of manga art, like originals, for all the litany of reasons that we know why we don't. But I love this character. Like, honestly, it's the dumbest connection, but seeing the character in that music video, I was like, oh my God, this guy's cool. And I went out and started, looking into the anime, and I have a couple of the manga, or I did before I sold my comics. And just the cool, like, hard boiled, like, space-faring, cigar-smoking character. He's got a gun for an arm. I mean, what's not to love?
Exactly. I didn't notice that until you said it.
Yeah, his arm is a gun.
Wow.
Correct.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Video for girlfriend.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's unique. I mean, is there any more artwork on the website?
I didn't think.
There's a few pieces. Okay.
Nice.
Well, two published pieces.
Couple little con sketches there. That's nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. An artist I was not familiar with. Very nice.
Well, if you like cigars and guns, Cobra is right up your alley.
Guys with guns on their arms. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Just like Mega Man. Yeah, kind of. Now this piece, I didn't think Garcia Lopez when I first saw it, but my goodness,
it's newer. I mean, it's later, I should say.
Okay, so, but boy, what great storytelling! I mean,
right?
It's like I see this and I don't even know how to classify it, right? I mean, I want to say splash page, but it's like 2 splash pages. It's just wild. I mean,
and like he's such an incredible draftsman and such an amazing figural artist that like I don't often think of him as a designer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you see something like this and you're like, well, he can do it.
Yes, I mean, without question. I'm just, I could stare at this page for a while. It's just crazy the way he's laid it out with the figure. The
top half of that page is like pure, perfect Garcia Lopez, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't need to. Whatever. He's he's chasing something here, right? Because he clearly had a vision for this page, and he, of course, because he is who he is, he nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a winner. I wouldn't mind having this page, and I didn't even
I would
read
love it.
What's the title? All-Star Western.
Yeah, that's Madam 44.
Okay, Madam 44. Well, this is this is wonderful. I Am Greg. I've been seeing I Am Greg on the site quite a bit of late. Their name
Greg, you could sell me this page and probably make some money, buddy. I love it.
I Am Greg. All right. Feels very shadow. That one. Okay. Yeah, sure. Just a little bit.
Yep.
And then Antoine mentions Garcia Lopez had some next level design in Hulk versus Batman. That's true too. But yeah, this piece is spectacular. All right. I got to get a like on that. Maybe I should leave a comment on this one too. We'll see after the show. Now, this is so iconic. And
I love this more.
Yeah. And I'd say I picked something from Crow too. Doggone that guy. Why does he have such great taste?
I don't know, but this is the question cover. It's to me, this is the question cover, like the one. I'm speechless.
Yeah, the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm just kind of blown away by it as well. I'm just, it's just so iconic. I mean, as far as the image goes, this when I think of it, and this is one of the images I always think about with the question. I don't know why. It's so. It's so. I'm going to use the word impact, but it always had that, and then you see it in. I mean, I'd love to see this piece in person because it's so iconic.
Man.
But yeah,
I'd love to see it in my house.
Yes, exactly. Jane Siegel says, "What did the 5 fingers say to the face?"
Slap.
Yeah. No, this is awesome. And again, I picked a piece.
Antoine, this is Dennis Cowan.
Yes, Dennis Cowan, and who Noel Giddings did the inking on this one, but yeah, that's Dennis through and through, man. And Dennis, his style really hasn't changed a whole lot. I mean, he's a very consistent illustrator.
Giddings, I feel like bringing some nuance, some like softness to it is clutch here, but yeah, I mean, conceptually. This is like the question in one image, right? He's going to pop you in the face.
Yep. Well, congrats to our good buddy Steve Crow and another wonderful pickup.
It's a killer.
All right, now we switch over to mine. Thank you, Chris. So
you bet.
I just picked this one because I thought it was a great image. We know that Mikhail has gotten a few Samurai Vader images. One from a mystery sketch, maybe it was a year ago, but yeah, I don't know how do you pronounce his name?
Dajong.
Dajong, I guess. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I know he caught some heat of late, in the not too distant past. But I think his work is amazing, and I think the color palette on this thing is really cool. I mean, it's all these muted colors that just normally you would never ever see. You always want to have everything pop, and yet. He kind of runs with that across the board. The background's flat, everything, and then I'm just looking. I'm kind of stupefied. I would have to imagine that when Mikhail opened this thing up, he was speechless because I just think it's really well done. I mean,
when I saw this, I'll be honest, the first thing I thought was some dude is gonna get a scan of this and it's going on his back as a tattoo because guys love those huge Japanese mural back pieces, and you get some Star Wars nerd who's got a lot of money and a high pain tolerance, this is going on somebody's back.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I think this is amazing. So I don't know, I think Mikhail was here earlier, but I had to congratulate him on this one. I just think this is fantastic.
Yeah,
it makes me curious to see, because I know we've seen a few commissions by him as in the last few months, but I want to see more. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of things he might kind of push with the talent that he clearly has.
I would like to see Harvey Talibo do this. Do a Vader.
Harvey, yeah, he's in a class all his own. Yeah, that'd be curious. I would like to see that too. We'll put the bug in. Yep, note to ML. All right. Now this one, I couldn't pass this one up. This was
Beautiful.
Mr. Lovett's posted this thing, a DC sampler image, but here, I'll actually let me open the image in a new window and try to do it this way. So, I mean, what a great image by Perez. And then, just the storytelling's great. It incorporates like, origins and just parts of their personality and in the vignettes above them. But then then you have this amazing splash DPS, at the bottom. I mean, it's just crazy that
I used to love, I don't know why, when the non-flying characters would like ride on those rocks that Tara was throwing around. I thought that was the coolest thing. It's kind of like Iceman a little bit, or whatever, but like the Teen Titans were not the X-Men, right?
Yeah, no.
So
yeah, no, I mean, I think this thing is amazing. We know that Michael has like one of the best Perez collections out there.
This is peak period Perez for me. Like this is in my mind when he was absolutely doing his best stuff.
I totally agree. And it's saying something when Michael buys a piece of this caliber. I mean, it's something clearly he knows that he loves it, because he could pass up. He's got enough great Perez Teen Titan stuff. Yeah, this thing's amazing. Everybody's talking about starting
Jeff Wedding.
I don't know. Jeff doesn't impress me as the guy with a high pain threshold, though. So
I wouldn't. I'm not going to say that. I'm not.
All right, I could be wrong. You're right. He does kind of have that lumberjack vibe. So maybe it wouldn't bother him.
I believe in Jeff.
Yeah, Antoine is so right. Perez draws the best rocks.
Yeah,
that's
why he did a great thing too.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Put a few drinks in him. That's the absolute best time to get tattooed, is when you're a little bit drunk, Marcus.
Oh man, yes, very, very.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Man alive. Did he ink this too?
Yeah, it is all him. Yeah,
hell yeah.
I just can't. He's amazing. He's unbelievable talent. I mean,
look at the power in the poses, like the grace. Man,
who? I'm trying to remember a piece that I know I saw. It had to have been on CAF. Was Perez FF piece?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? It had a thing on it in the center. Do you know the piece I'm talking about?
I mean, there's a lot of them, but
I'm gonna have to dig it up and I'll send it your way. It was really impressive. I think it was a commission or a pinup or something.
Oh,
so this is Aranga, and it's a commission from Martin Simmons. And I kind of like Martin Simmons stuff. I mean, it to me, it's like kind of an acquired taste. I like it because I think he's a great storyteller. I like the fact
he's
that
really versatile too.
He is, and I love guys that paint. Right. And I saw this and I'm like, damn, that's really good. I think I would never have thought to commission Martin to do something. And then I see a piece like this and I'm like, man, Aranga picked the perfect character for him to work on. And, I love the fact that there's a lot of layers in here in the paint, right? I mean, it makes him almost seem ghostly and ethereal with the way the flames are painted on here.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a lens effect.
Exactly, and I feel that that's kind of part of the at least the work that I think about of Martin's, where it's kind of like a standard trait in his stuff. So he actually brought that over into a commission piece like this. I mean, I see this, it's like, man, I want to see him try some other cool characters, because he's just not somebody that I would ever have thought to ask for a commission. And here, Aranga, he always gets lucky.
He's very he is super lucky. That is a good way to put it. But he also I feel like he does what I do a little bit, where like you pick the character based on the artist and not vice versa. Like you don't just give I don't have everybody I don't commission everybody to do the thing, for example, right? Because sometimes I'm like, nah, probably not. But Ghost Rider, he has hit out of the park so many times, and Cable has hit out of the park so many times. He definitely he gets it.
Yeah, Marcus says he only chooses 3 characters, so
Aranga
stays. Yeah, I mean, but it works for him. So
yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff says he went to the bathroom only to find out that everybody's trying to get him a back tat.
Just clear it with the missus, Jeff. We'll take care of the rest at OAX.
Exactly. Yeah, because
we almost got Bill tattooed at Heroes that year.
That's
we
true.
were so close, Bill.
I know. I remember. Nice getting me to 56 likes. Thanks, everybody. Hit that thumbs up. We always appreciate that. But congrats, Aranga. And yeah, I want to see some more stuff like this from Martin, though. Martin was somebody I think he's on our long list of people who to consider, because Kazer's worked with Martin quite a bit in the past. They're pretty good friends, and it's always good to bring in people that you're familiar with and know will do a good job for you. So yeah, Martin's not coming this year, but certainly would be somebody I wouldn't mind having at OAX in the future.
And I think you already know they can tolerate Kazer then.
That is true. That's very true. So, I've been thinking about my inexperience with Transformers. So I decided when I came across this one that I should I'm going to pick it. So Jorge Corona is the artist. I think we picked something from them.
Yeah, I did. That I think is what brought us to the Transformers ignorance in the first place.
So I came across this page, and and again, I actually like his work a lot, and I know that again he had a follow up from Daniel's work. But I mean, he fits just right in there so well.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing stuff. I mean, is he using a sponge here? I mean, is DeMeo rubbing off in different places? I mean, I just think it's cool when you see there's so many artists out there that are pushing boundaries. I think it's making other artists push boundaries too. And then you see something like this, and I just feel like there's like a wonderful creative thing going on in comics right now with the traditional mediums, where
it's so guys are like fans of each other.
Mm-hmm. And it's just wonderful to see. I saw Felix says, I think it's a Nick Klein art drop that was posted while we were doing the show. I mean, I'm really curious to see what Nick's going to do next. What's going to be out there. So I just we're in a really cool time. Where it's we can look back and think that the 80s were a little complacent. The 90s were cool. Then we kind of got a little dull maybe here or there in the early 2000s. But boy. The last 5 years, we've been really fortunate to have creators that are just
could not agree more. Yeah, and I think the other thing that's cool to see is I've seen a resurgence in guys who are working digitally going back to traditional. Like Francis Manipul went back to traditional, and he's like I almost don't know what I was thinking. He's like, this is so fun. It's so it feels so good to do this. And like, I hope I hope that it's going to boomerang a little bit for us as collectors.
Yeah, me too. Well, this is a great one, and I forget now whose was this again? Carl. Shoot, Carl's in the kit. Carl's going to be my interview subject next Tuesday.
There you go.
So I'm sorry, Carl. So I really don't pick the art but based on who the owner is, which is why we have the extra Steve Crow piece in here today. But great addition to your collection. Now this one, Ian Saint. Ian's like the #1 fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, and this was Mog Park, whom I'm not familiar with, but again, I'm always a sucker for painted pieces. I thought this was pretty cool, and then it's funny. The same wave was in the piece that Mikhail got from De Jong, right? I mean, there was that same kind of.
It's kind of a standard motif, and those. Yeah,
I get it. Oh, look. My daughter's in the chat. I am, Gwen. What are you doing up? You should be going. You got work tomorrow. Gwen's up.
You're like those actors on the Oscars. They're like, okay, I won. Now go to bed.
That's right. Exactly. Nick says Mog is awesome, and she's actually an EXP person. I didn't know that. Oh, is that the woman who's on that once a week, Nick? Because I hate to say I've never watched the show, but I've seen the. I know there's a EXP show, I think on Wednesdays, maybe that is an artist show. Well, that's cool if that's the case. I'm glad I picked it then. And Ian, congrats. I could have picked any number of published pages that Ian posts. They're all solid. I mean, she's on she's on it when I'm on. Okay, well that's why I've never been able to see it. Okay, well cool. I hope it's Mog and not Moog or something. I've been pronouncing it wrong. So next up, this was a cool one. This is a Steve Rude piece. I don't even know. I mean, was this really? It's a recreation. Girls love stories, but this is. I mean, the blacks on this thing. It's just. I mean, when I'm looking at it, I'm like looking through a I don't even know, like a stained glass window with no glass in it. There's just so much black in here, and it's all angled and going all over the place. And I mean, and I didn't think, I look at it, I don't even think Steve Rude when I look at it, but I'm just amazed. Was just
with the exception of the faces.
Yeah, I can see it there, but the rest, it's very classic, right? But again, it's all the line work, all these heavy, black shadows in the wall here, and the fire escape, the windows, the architecture of the buildings, the car. This thing is, I mean, man, he again, it's like I always love it when artists don't kind of take shortcuts that which they could to still make the same image. He's just like, I'm going to render everything. And boy,
and hit those blacks.
Man,
wow.
The more I look at it, I'm there's a trash can here. There's her purse, a glove. I mean, this is freaking awesome.
Is the original in the extra images?
Oh, it is actually. Let's see.
Well, totally. That was massively improved upon.
Yep, exactly. He just did his own thing. That is,
like all the elements are there. He just did a little finessed it a little bit.
Man, oh man. Yeah, this is great. You'll never be mine. So there you have it. That's that is cool. Yeah, look at those old handrails. Yeah, you're right, Marcus. Okay, got my like on there. Oh, and this was in Jason's calf gallery. All right.
Cool. A man of taste.
Exactly. Now here's the other piece by Steve that I picked out. I had no idea. Sorry, everybody. I picked Marshall Rogers. We don't get to talk about Marshall Rogers too often.
True.
And I saw this piece, and it's back to the fact, you look at it, and it's, it looks like a bit of marker and some wash, but I really just like the fact that there's like 2 or 3 tones in this piece, right?
Great fight choreography though too.
Again, and I think we've said that about Marshall Rogers at some point in the past. He can really do a good fight scene, and right there, they're in the middle of a battle, eye contact at the end. I mean, it's like a perfect segue to the next page.
It's cinematic too.
It is. It really is. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff I really thought was great about this page. Man, I didn't even notice that her top got ripped. But hey, more makes the page more appealing and fun for boys of all ages. So So Steve Crow, very he just keeps adding the good stuff to his collection.
Hey,
this is a big scan. How did he do that? I don't know. Anyway, a couple more pieces here. This was in James' gallery, and James is always putting new fun things in there. I'm assuming this is a really early Ken Lashley piece.
Yeah,
Warren Ellis written. I thought this it was just a really.
I remember this, Ron. This is like the Pete Wisdom era.
See, I did not read up that far in my trades that I've got, guys. But yeah, isn't this a great page? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Looking at it, I love Ken's work. I love his.
There's a little like Alan Davis in here too. Like Kitty's face in that panel on the left, that's got a little Alan Davis flair.
Yeah, there. Yeah, I mean, there, absolutely. So no, this is a good page. And is it really yellowed like that, James, or is that just that's just like the kind of the scan? It just looks kind of odd, like it might have been gotten a little dirty at some point. James,
maybe when James got his grimy hands on it.
Yeah, I saw some pictures with Khalil. He had rubber gloves on, looking at artwork earlier today. So,
Big Phil got to him.
Exactly, he took him to Heritage. I made him put those gloves on. So James says it's some glue stains. Okay, so it must be missing. Oh yeah, you can see the word balloon outlines there. Well, anyway, great pickup, James. I just thought this was really cool, and
I like it.
Early Ken Lashley. 2 more pieces, Carlos Anda, and this is Richard Friend inks from a Wildstorm thing, and I think they noted it was an Alan Moore piece. I just thought this is so sublime. You know, I mean, with the storytelling, I love the way they handled the borders on here, the little whatever that is, little energy, little bubbles of energy. I don't know, I just thought it was a really nice poetic page. I didn't read the story, so I don't know anything about it, but I
just wonder, are they underwater?
I can't tell. I mean,
are those bubbles?
It in a weird way. Well, it feels like it, but I don't know anything. I read. I
haven't read this.
Part of. I'll have to read the whole thing. I only started it, but at any rate, I thought this was a cool page. And you know, what are you gonna do? It's so when you like something, you got to pick it, even if you don't know anything about it.
Amen. I've done that 100 times.
And last but not least, in Andre's calf gallery, this Colleen Duran, Balmain Dreams. I have absolutely no idea what it's from. I know they actually had the published image in there too. I thought this was a really amazing illustration because I think it's got a decent sized scan. Yeah, here you go. I like Colleen's work a lot. I think she does great compositions.
This is so fine.
Exactly. I mean, she put a lot of work into this piece, and that's I don't know. I've always admired her stuff, and I see something like this, and I'm just blown away even more. I mean, I think it's just a great composition. It almost feels like it's something from the 70s, you know, design wise, but modern enough. And yeah, gosh, Colleen's just awesome, and I'd love to. You know, she's
gorgeous.
I know Mikhail tried. He like gave me her email address one time. I would like to do an interview with her, not even a sale one. I'd like to just talk to her about her career, and I think she'd be somebody really interesting to talk to. So I just thought this was fantastic.
This is, you know, the subject matter is not normally like up my alley, but you absolutely have to marvel at the technique on this.
Yeah, so true.
The labor, good Lord.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. Well, congrats to Andre, whose collection just keeps getting richer and richer.
Very
leaps and bounds. What do we got? Almost a 9-year CAF member. So amazing. Yeah.
We did it, Bill.
We did do it. We got in under the wire. I'm going to leave. I might even be able to leave my 2 comments that I said I would leave before it hits midnight.
Let's go.
So thank you, Chris, for rolling with me on this one. I was in an abridged show tonight because of all the announcements and stuff, but I hope everybody's excited. We got Humberto Ramos coming and Joe Weems. I really encourage everybody to check out Jeremy Wilson's stuff. He doesn't have a lot of stuff on CAF, but he's been, I've known about him for like 10 years. I mean, if Casper met him at a Spectrum show, gosh, those were at least 10 years ago. So he's been around a while, and it's just like he's finally getting into like more mainstream work, but really talented. And and I can tell you, we do have a few other. Definitely going to be a few other announcements from Jason, from Essential. We're talking. We announced 3 people today. Klaus is a great ad. I mean, he's fantastic. We talked to Jason.
And if he's going to bring vintage art, like
that, that was we went over all that with Jason. We're like, I mean, Klaus is a guy who has a lot of vintage stuff. We want this to be the biggest art drop of the year, and let's work something out. So, Oh, Jeremy does work for Magic. I didn't realize that. Strangely enough, Kazra, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go check out because I know he's done a lot of like book covers and things, but I didn't realize he did Magic work too.
I think there's a lot of crossover there.
Yeah, there's got to be, but Jeremy's great though. I mean, so I definitely encourage people check out his work. I mean, that's what OAX is all about. Somebody who you maybe aren't really super familiar with, check him out before the show. You'll be familiar with his work when you see him, and definitely it's worth your while. Cool. And who else? We got Dan Panosian. I love what Dan's doing these days. He's just getting so good. So
everything he posts on Instagram now, I'm like, are you shitting me? Like,
yeah, he was kind of a no-brainer. We talked to him at Heroes, and he expressed interest there. And I've always, I've loved what he's been doing of late. So yeah, I went and
so good.
He was a quick yes when Jason went to him. So I was happy about that. So looking forward to having him there.
He did you had the Joelle Jones Wonder Woman on earlier that was like incredible. he did a Wonder Woman. I think it was earlier this week. If you have a second, like look it up because you owe it to yourself.
Right.
Anyone, not just Bill.
It
It was Absolute Wonder. He did a cover for Absolute Wonder Woman, and his Absolute Batman cover also just wow.
All right, I'm making notes, so I will check before I hit the hay.
Okay.
All right, yeah, and so plenty more announcements to come too. But I thought tonight we had, it was good, really good stack of announcements. And again, I'm quite confident that Jiggy's going to have, one, maybe two other artists that, he's going to be letting us know about very soon. So
cool. All right,
all good, man. Well, have a good night.
You too.
Later, guys. All right, so I've got some comments to leave. I'm going to get that taken care of beforehand, before I get out of here. And Modoc Khan, here we come. West Coast Avengers. If you keep wishing for it and saying it, maybe it'll be true one day. So you never know. But thanks for hanging out with me throughout the whole evening. Gwen, thank you for stopping by. But I know you got to work in the morning. So Gwen is up in Pennsylvania doing some work with the company that my son works for as well. So she's going to be up there. She's going to be up there for a little while. I'm going to miss her, but hey, she's in the chat every now and again. Modoc Special Gallery at OAX 2026. We can dream, Kazra. We can dream. All right, everybody. So next up for me, show is Saturday night with Japan Comic Art Expo. That'll be a 9 p.m. show. I hope everybody can tune in. Like I showed a preview of some of the artwork there. It's going to be fun. My first time doing a show with them. I know that they're going to be bringing some artwork that I probably won't get scans up to the last minute, but I will push out an email on Friday and Saturday with any of the previews that I can to give everybody an idea for what's there. But very affordable art, great looking stuff, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So have a wonderful evening. And remember, tomorrow afternoon, the OAX website will be updated with the complete, as we know it, guest list. So look for that, and there will be an OAX mailing going out tomorrow afternoon as well. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you.